Hello, everyone. Welcome to our tabletop Thursday of Mothership. I didn't know what I was going to say for the intro, but be warned moving forward, as tonight's session may include the following content warnings: arachnophobia, body horror, mind control, violence, and claustrophobia. If you or anyone you know that you love is affected by these triggering effects, please avoid your eyes from the stream tonight.
Body horror.
As you can see,
just a bit of my chest hair.
oh, there we go. A little bit of a chest hair. Be careful. You might find yourself smitten and fallen in love.
That's filthy.
But before we get into tonight's session, we're gonna do what we did last time. We're gonna do a little quick round table just to introduce what our characters look like, and just kind of refresh everyone's memory. So we're gonna start with good old Flip Beepin.
Flip Beepin. He's really fucking dirty right now. He has a bunch of mud on him. He fell down. If it wasn't already raining out here, you might be able to tell he pissed himself. But he has kind of like really spotty beard, has glasses on, his lab coat still tucked in miraculously, and he wears glasses. He's just, I forget what I said his hair looked like, but I don't know. I can't remember anymore.
Hey, that's perfect.
That's Flip Beepin. He's currently crying. He's been crying a lot lately. His eyes are, and he's shooting the gun, and he's just that's Flip Beepin.
All right, and then with that, we move over to Captain Admiral Johnson.
Captain Admiral Johnson, neither a captain nor an admiral. He's blue undercut, tied back into a ponytail, blue beard, big hulking dude. He's like, what did I say, like 6'2", 6'3". Combat fatigues under his hazmat suit. Anxiety's high. What am I at? 8 for stress. So,
that session wasn't good for you.
Or no, well, neither of them have been good. But I didn't have a heart attack. I didn't have a heart attack. So.
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah, he's got a dog, big old mastiff who hasn't really done anything yet. It's kind of just an army dude doing army things.
Very nice. And with that, we move over to Ambrose.
Yes, Ambrose. If you've seen this before, you may recall that he is based on Chris Farley as the bus driver for Billy Madison. He has a hazmat suit, but he also has a big winter parka. He typically keeps the hood up, and that's where his rat Pangea kind of sits on top of his head and peeks out. He's got a big rigging gun, which is apparently like a harpoon gun, among his other equipment. And as of last session, apparently I'm now covered in paper cuts, and I am the host to some kind of critter that is growing.
Captain as well.
All right, and with that, we move over to our next character, Tate. What does Tate look like?
Short, dark hair, or reddish dark hair. She's got some bangs going on. She is robotic looking.
Very
with a
nice.
human face. Colored eyes. She can change them whenever she likes. Right now I can't remember. I think it's her leg. She's got a little gash in her leg. She probably has like smoke or some kind of like, because she was right next to the explosion when it happened, so she's probably dirty from like the smoke and stuff. And she's trying to help our terrified friend off the ground and hopefully help him not get shot at.
Very nice. And with that, we move over to our last character, good old Tobe.
Time observation bot. Looks like a skinny middle-aged white man. based off of Oppenheimer, the scientist, not
Mm.
Cillian Murphy. I have to say that every time. Right now, he is in the driver's seat of the APC. I believe that's what the acronym is. Yeah, he's chilling. He is completely unfazed by all of this. He is cool as a cucumber. Has like one hand out the window. Has found a pair of shades somewhere on the dashboard. He's chilling.
Taking a
He's a
drag.
very
Very nice. All right, is my microphone too close? Hold on. Close or farther away, Craig?
I was thinking up a little bit because I think it's just directly under your
angle it
nose
down.
to where your nose is breathing into it. Yeah.
You don't like that ASMR of me going? Yeah, just let me know if I need to fix it.
that was the most
Yeah, just let me know if
stressful.
I'll
Everybody gets
try.
a point of stress for that.
Yeah. Speaking of stress, well, let's go around. What's everyone's stress at? I think we might have mentioned it a second ago, but let's just go around and just do it. Let's hear these numbers. What's up? Flip.
Ethan's at 9.
9. All right. We
Yeah.
got
Numbers
3.
is
We got
7.
7,
Yeah, and I'm at 8.
and then 8. So
Yes.
the lowest here is Tobe. So we need to traumatize Tobe this session, is what I'm hearing. Yes, you guys are building up stress.
The molecules change as you observe them.
Yes. So, with that introduction to our characters, we're gonna have a quick commercial from our sponsor for tonight's episode.
Ooh.
So, little little jingle starts to play as you see a little baby carrying a little water bottle out and about, and a title card comes up that says, "The Aqua Harvester Pro, the ultimate solution for sustainable hydration in a world where fresh water is increasingly scarce. The Aqua Harvester Pro offers peace of mind by extracting pure potable water from the atmosphere using high advanced condensation technology." And then there's like a bunch of like mumbo jumbo jarble scientific jarble that just scrolls across the string, and then there's like a side effects section, very much like a health commercial that just goes by so fast you can't even understand the side effects. The last one, the most important side effect, is causes cancer upon consuming liquids from inside of the bottle. And then the commercial cuts off and ends. And as it ends, we hear the sound of rain start to pour. So, everyone, I'm about to play this rain sound. Please, for the love of God, don't let it deafen you. 3, 2, 1. That is not the rain sound. What the
What was that?
So weird.
what the fuck was
That was
that?
scary.
Tobe freaking out.
Yeah. Do I gain stress?
What was that, man?
Your eyes turn off for a second.
Yeah,
Where are the molecules?
there.
There we
Oh,
go.
There we go.
that's so loud. So as our
It's like
commercial
fall asleep
ends,
too.
yeah, that's basically what this
Yeah.
is. Yep. As the commercial ends, our screen goes black. Last time we started off seeing a
Last
cathode
time.
tube TV turn on and flicker to life. This time we see rain falling on a muddy surface. Looks like several footprints have gone through this muddy platform, and you see, as our camera pans backwards and zooms out, you see not thousands, but maybe hundreds of bullet casings on the ground. We zoom out and see a rubber tire of the APC, one of the armored personnel carriers. We keep zooming out, and we see mid-freeze frame the scared crying form of Flip beeping as he's holding onto this giant 50mm mounted cannon on top of it. The bullets just boom, boom, slow motion. We see inside of that station, the station you guys are in Greta Base. We see the lights of an explosion slowly expanding as stuff inside is just igniting with fire, as some sort of spider alien, like it now rises maybe 8-9 feet up, is trying to climb its way out of a deep hole, and it's just being burned alive as you see pieces of its carapace have been melted with hydrochloric acid and have been blown away as it's just being burnt. We see Ambrose and we see Captain Admiral Johnson kind of on the far side, away from the explosion by a door, throwing guns and like shooting their guns at this alien creature. We see Tobe sitting in the driver's seat of the armored personnel carrier, watching the molecules fly about as they go hectic and crazy. We then see Tate, who closest to this alien, is crawling towards APC, and that's when our title card comes up. It says Mothership. Boom, boom. And we hear the clickety clackety sounds of a typewriter as text begins to appear on screen. It says a timeline of things that have happened on Mothership. And it goes about, and it says 10 years ago. The signs and emissions from an ancient starfaring race that landed on Samsa 6 is unknown to the party, but we have a quick flashback as Jacob read the wrong line of paper, and we cut over as our program is interrupted by the scene of a blank face synthetic android. He just stares coldly at the screen, and then the screen goes back to normal, and the timeline kind of glitches and hazes up, and you see all the 10 year goes 1 year ago, 9 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months, all the text that should be beneath it are this weird hieroglyphic strange text, and we see the most recent updates to the timeline that says 1 hour ago, the crew of the Samsa 6 landed on, or the crew of Tesla's spaceship, dropship 1233 landed on Samsa 6 1 hour ago. They infiltrated the Greta base. They went through, they scanned the Greta base looking for clues of what happened to the colony, the scientists, the soldiers that were here on this planet. To their horror, they found scenes of death and decay, strange alien creatures that have seemingly infected those with paper cuts. And we get kind of a quick flash to each of our characters with paper cuts. We see Captain Admiral Johnson, we see Ambrose, and we see Tate, each with just paper cuts all across their skin. We see the most recent text says the crew has finally killed their very first Kark. And as that happens, our text disappears and the sound just comes in the scene. And we see that scene we were seeing just speed back up as the Kark screams out in pain and just falls limp as the explosion, boom, blows a hole further out of this building. The Greta base is now open, rain pouring in. Our characters all kind of feeling the relief wash over them as this creature is now dead in front of them. A hard battle. And as the silence kind of, as the chaos is kind of washed out by the rain, there's silence, and then we hear several loud screeches in the distance from several other alien that just screams out and it echoes, and it sounds like it's just an echoing wave throughout the forest all around you. You all hear it, even those in the armored person carry, even those that are inside the base. You hear these loud screams as what sound like hundreds, maybe thousands of Carsonids are crying out in pain. What do you do?
So I was just gonna say, is the scream similar to like what we heard in the base that caused the scratches, or can we tell that this is like a painful, like? Actually, I guess a better question is, can we tell if they're like running towards us, or are they just screaming from where they are?
From this initial just outburst, it sounds like they're screaming from where they are, but you do know that it seems like they have been alerted. Like it does, you do hear maybe some other screams starting to come closer. It doesn't sound exactly like the one that kind of messed you guys up or cut those. It just sounds like just incoherent screams. They are just you just hear them echoing, and it just expands further and further into the unknown as darkness just spreads further past your vision into the forest around you. You do hear what sounds like maybe in the distance some trees that are starting to get knocked over as something seems to be moving towards the base.
Ambrose and myself are together, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
I would just turn to Ambrose and say, well, fuck. What the fuck do we do now?
Well,
I'm running to the car.
Yeah.
So
You hop in
Flip,
and you're right next
Tobe,
to
Tate are in the car.
Yes. The car isn't far from you. It's maybe 10, 15 feet outside.
We should join our comrades.
Yeah, can we all fit in it? Do we know that?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
big enough for everyone to fit in. Yeah, it's like a 4-seater in the back, 2-seater in the front, and then the mounted gun on top, which is like an old style like tank where you come, or mounted gun where you come up and you got to get on top of it. Yeah, you guys all pile into this armored personnel carrier. As you all pile in, Tobe, the lights of the APC are shining brightly. You put in reverse and you try to spin out and back up, and as you do, the lights pan across the forest, and you see what look like 3 or 4 carts just knocking down trees left and right. You see lightning flash, and you see further beyond, maybe a mile total, you see what look like 50 to 100 more carts that are all just coming in your direction. What do you do? Where are you going?
I slam on it.
You hit the gas pedal. You spin. Your tires are stuck.
Shit, Emily doesn't know what to do when that happens. Do I let him?
Is there a piece of board or anything in the back of
Yes,
the...
there is.
Dumb
There is.
kitty litter under
I'm-
it.
I'm gonna put the boards under the back 2 tires
Okay.
so
Yeah.
she can...
Yeah, you
Keep
do. You
going.
get enough grip, and the car lurches off. As that happens, you start to slide out, but Ambrose and Captain Ambrose are close to you. They grab your feet and make sure you don't fall out, and you guys haul off into the woods. There is no trail; it's just woods. You are dodging trees as you're driving. Emily, I need you to make a certain skill check that I don't know because I don't have it pulled up. But I need you to make a skill check.
Captain's on that big gun, by the way.
I think there's like a driving limit there.
Yeah, I want you to get on the gun.
Yeah, Captain's on the big gun.
Yeah, you get on the gun. You're up there.
We'll switch. We'll switch.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. He didn't want to be
Yeah,
on
you
there.
reload and Captain Admiral, you reload the gun too. As you and Flip switch, you reload the gun. As the whole first clip is just emptied, you replace it. What'd you say, Emily?
I wasn't told what to roll.
I think it's driving. Maybe is there a driving skill?
Is there a driving skill?
There's
Yeah,
a
it's
piloting.
pilot.
I think that might
Yeah.
be spaceship.
But you need speed, intellect, combat, strength.
It would be piloting because that is operation and control of aircraft, spacecraft, and other vehicles. So if piloting, do you have it? Maybe
I
you
did not
have
have that. No.
That's fine. You can still make the check. This is, how about we say this? What's your speed style? Let's do a speed save. How fast you're able to react to the trees as you were coming. I think speed is a little
Not
bit
my
more.
best.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
is
not
piloting
fast.
better than? Hold on. What? Okay.
I don't know. I suck at both of them. I'm only good at intellect. Am I rolling this?
Let's do an intellect. Let's do an intellect check. As you're processing the information, all the atoms that are coming at you, processing the molecules. Make an
Alright.
intellect check for me.
Alright. Oh. I did not pass. I got a 69. My intellect is 60.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. You fell, but you did get a stress from that. You're driving, you're analyzing all these molecules. You are seeing trees, and you
Too
are doing
many.
your best. You're doing your best to weave around, and the ride is poo poo. You're Admiral. You're on top of the truck like this with the
Like
with the
hugging,
gun,
hugging the gun.
as the bumps are just pushing you up and down, up and down. But Admiral, as this is happening, you guys are gaining some speed into the woods. You are maneuvering through the trees. You see 2 or 3 more cars starting to just come from the east as you swivel the gun over there, and you see them approaching. They're going to gain on you fast at the speed you're going, not unless you stop them with this gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be shooting them.
Yeah. Are you going to shoot at them, or do you want to shoot like the trees to kind of try to collapse them down to kind of create some sort of terrain? Or do you? Because I'm gonna say that shooting the trees, you can just narratively do that. But if you want to actually hit one of them, it's a combat roll.
There's
So you make the decision.
3 of them, you said?
There are 3 of them chasing.
Yeah, I'll try the trees first. Absolutely.
Yeah, you easily swivel. Boop, 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 you're shooting these trees down. The trees are just falling over like dominoes. And those 3 see the trees kind of fall down and crash on top of them. As that's happening, as Tobe is driving, Tate, Flip, and Ambrose, what are you doing? You're hearing the gunfire from above. What are you guys doing?
Go ahead.
Ambrose is getting his SMG ready for worst case scenario.
Okay. Yeah, you're ready up.
Do we want to open you up? We can try to get it out now if you want.
Now's not
to
the time.
question your intelligence, but that seems stupid.
I don't know how long you have. I'm just saying. And then I'll just like feed ammo into the
Yeah,
into
you're
the
feeding
big
the ammo.
gun.
You're feeding the ammo. Yeah,
I have
as that
military
happens,
training, so you know.
you do. Yeah, you easily do it enough. You're feeding the ammo. And Captain Admiral, he's going to the ammo's. It's running quick. It's going quick.
Yeah.
We see Ambrose ready with his gun ready. His little rat is just up there like cowering under his hood. We come back over to Tobe. Tobe, you are doing your best. You are doing your best under the circumstances. Maybe the old technology in your body is just kind of processing too slow. A hard drive starts to get overheated, and you got to swap it out for some
It's
reason.
just sitting
Um,
quite still, so this is a lot.
I just imagine.
A very calm pork chop is just like sitting there with its head over your shoulder, just kind of drooling onto your shoulder.
Oh god.
It's a big massive. It's got to drool on someone.
Yeah, you guys, you get through this trees, this thicket of trees as you come out, and you slide and drift as you come through some mud, and you kind of spin out for a second, but you save it, and you start taking back off. The path is clear now. There is no longer trees. You're some sort of like more rugged hill area / spotted trees here and there. But as you are driving, you see, as you're going, it's just rain just is blanketing. You can barely see the light. The high beams are just shining through the light. It's making a thick wall non-visibility, and then as you're driving, boom, an alien pops up in front of you. Hit the alien. I need you to make a speed save to try to react to keep the car from flipping over.
Hey, well, we're getting Toad stressed out. It's happening. Everything worked out. I fail.
You fell. Oh my God, you fell. You take a stress. As this happens, this is what happens. The alien just gets absolutely ran over. It doesn't die from the impact because it's severely armored. And these aliens, I haven't been playing them up, but they are like 10 feet tall. They are large, multi-legged freaks. They are just disgusting. And you see that not all of them have the same physiological structure. You see some of them have like robotic legs. Some have like just weird characteristics that don't make any sense. You see some that have like praying mantis legs. You see some that have like 12 heads. It's the weirdest like Frankenstein alien that you've seen. I mean, frankly, ever, because this is probably the first time you're seeing an alien. But you hit that one. Everyone in the back, you feel this jolt. Admiral Johnson, you come out of the gunner seat and slam back down real hard. And as you do, the bullet fire goes and just carries across. And as the bullets fly through the space, you just see, 50, 60. All these bullets just fly past all these aliens. Like, the truck begins to start to careen and start to flip. I need everyone inside of the carrier to make a God, I wish I knew what the saves were more. This would be like a save of some sort, maybe like a someone help me here. What's your character sheet say?
Would it be intellect to see how smart we can think?
No, I don't know about that.
Strength? Are we trying to hold on?
Yeah, like strength
This
or
would be
body
a-
just to protect yourself.
This would be a body save. We need to make a body save.
Oh,
Oh,
my
a save, not a stat.
Oh
Gotcha.
shit, those things.
So that's I don't roll that.
You would still roll a body
Okay.
save as well, yeah, because you're still on top.
Holy crap, I made it.
Okay,
I rolled a 10.
okay.
Guys.
That's amazing. I think, holy shit, I got a 4. I passed.
Holy shit.
Passed an android with a 14
failed.
body.
I failed by 4.
Ooh, okay,
I failed by 17.
okay,
I failed by like 50.
okay.
Does
So Marcus
military
Dresden failed.
training play into that at all?
Sadly, not in this instance. It's just a reflex to try to save your body. But here's what happens as Tobe, you hit this alien because it just springs up out of nowhere because the rain's so thick. You hit it, you feel the car begin to kind of flip. Thankfully, the car does not flip. You are able to save and keep the car kind of still on its same path without it kind of just boom, 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 wheelbarrow or domino head over heels. Tate and Flip, you guys float up and hit your head on the roof and collapse and go prone on the ground. Confusion sets in. Ambrose, you are still ready with your gun. You don't even move. You're just so locked in right now. You don't even move. You defy gravity. Captain Admiral, you saved, right, Greg?
No, I failed.
You failed.
Yeah.
Captain Admiral, you guys watch as Captain Admiral comes out of the gun spot and lands on the front of the hood on the windshield. Toby, you see as the windshield wipers, you see Captain Admiral clinging to the roof, just sliding back and forth as you are steadying this. You guys keep driving.
If you see him in the windshield, like his face, he'll be like, "Can someone else drive this fucking car?" Blood pouring down his face.
I just imagine you see Tobe just still face, just driving. So, but yeah, that's happening. What do you do to kind of resolve this? Kind of, bring him back in. Everyone else, tell me, Craig, you're holding on for dear life, and you start using your muscles to try to climb back in. What's everyone else doing?
He fell out, guys. He fell out.
Ambrose would take over the gun.
Okay,
I guess I would try to get him. I would be like, please, don't fall out.
So you climb out of the driver's side window to kind of try to pull him in through the driver's side. Flip. Yeah, we see Ambrose go up top. Thankfully, Ambrose, you go on top, and you get on the gun, and you just start blasting. You see aliens that are they're enclosing. You see them like climbing. They're like getting closer and closer. And you see that there are some that are trying to reach out and try to slash out at Captain Admiral Johnson, but you shoot away their body, their arms. Tate, what are you doing as you kind of stand back up from this head bonking confusion?
I'm just holding Flip's like belt and making sure he doesn't fall out.
Yeah, you begin Flip. You and Tate are in kind of a tug of war set. You grabbing Captain Admiral Johnson. It's more likely Captain Admiral Johnson grabbing Flip beeping and using him as an anchor point. But Craig, you are starting to make your way back into the car safely. You're easily enough. You're strong enough to do this on your own. Flip, and thankfully Tate's holding on the Flip, so Flip doesn't go flying out of the car. But you are holding on. Meanwhile, Tobe, you are still driving. The path's still the same. Aliens are getting on you closer and closer. You see up ahead a cliff. A span of maybe 60 to 70 feet gap from this side to the next side. You see no aliens on the other horizon. You floor it.
Die.
I need you to make your best save, which would probably be what, your intellect save?
Fear?
A fear save.
A fear save? I need you to make a fear save.
We pulled them out.
Yes.
Pulled them in.
This is as you are pulling him in.
Oh,
you guys,
okay.
He is not gonna on the outside. Make a fear save as the no.
We're all gonna die. I'm sorry. I failed.
That's awesome.
I got an 80. I got an 85. My fear is 79.
Oh.
It's okay. Take a stress.
That's great.
The stim packs will give us advantage for 10 minutes if it's so much.
Nonetheless,
Going forward.
It's been
Somebody alive
1,000
to
years
give
since I got my license.
nonetheless, you floor it. You guys pull in Captain Admiral Johnson and Tobe. You know you're gonna make it, but you don't know how the landing is gonna go. What do you say to the people in the car as you careen towards the cliff's edge? The small river.
What do I say?
No, what does Tobe say?
Oh.
Sorry, Tobe's the one that sees this. Yeah, you guys are all in the carrier
Gotcha.
now.
I'm gonna say he probably just like starts screaming, which is out of character. Which is out of character for him because he's been so stoic. He's just gonna be like, He's just gonna get louder and louder.
You guys hear Tobe scream, and you look over and you see what he's screaming at as the cliff gets closer and closer. And you see Ambrose, you're on top with the gun, and your eyes just grow really big as you see this. You guys hit the cliff and you go soaring through the air. You make it. Oh, go ahead. No,
Can
go ahead.
I like cover Flip because I know he's
Yes.
a fragile little boy?
Yes. You guys all tell me how you all kind of like prepare for the inevitable landfall that you're gonna make. You guys see that you guys
the
are
nearest
gonna,
person and crying.
You guys see that you're gonna actively make the jump, but the landing is gonna be rough.
So Ambrose is going to hold on to the gun for dear life, but he's going to try to time it so when he hits, he jumps up already. So he's not sure.
Nice.
Amazing.
I love it. Okay.
Well, Captain would have just been pulled in, and he would have
Yeah.
just like turned his head while he's like sprawled out, like probably over everybody. And so he would just grab onto, like, if there's headrests, just grab onto each headrest.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
I'm also gonna buckle us in the seatbelt.
Okay.
if there
Yeah.
is one.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
So you are screaming because you know you're not gonna be able to save the landing. You're gonna make the jump, but the landing's gonna be rough. And you guys all soar through the air. Time kind of slows down as lightning kind of crackles across the sky. You see from a long shot, from a wide shot, you see just hundreds, maybe thousands of these carcinids, these alien creatures, all just out in the rain. And as the lightning crackles, we see the two front tires boom, 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 hit the other side of the cliff. You hear that as the car spins and spins, and the car boom, 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 starts to flip as you guys are all held in. The car flips maybe 7, maybe 9 times as you guys fall. The car lands on its roof. Thankfully, Ambrose, you were able to use your momentum to time it just right, and you duck back in as the flips begin to happen, so you don't get crushed by the flipping of the car.
Thank goodness.
But your guys' car lands upside down and just comes to a careening stop in the mud with a slick shh as the rain just starts to fill in. You were all okay. You take no damage. But your vehicle's been absolutely trashed.
We just got it. You just hear like sobbing, like.
Guess we got to get out of here.
Yeah, I get out
You
of the
guys
car
are-
so fast.
You guys are still alive.
Oh my god.
Is there anything in the APC that we can take, like med pack, guns, weapons, like tools that are in here? That
If there was, it was not. It's not in the car anymore.
It was
I
ejected.
do remember saying that you guys didn't find anything whenever you kind of first
Okay.
got in that truck. So there's nothing in here that would have used this. The mounted gun on top, it can be unmounted, but it is so destroyed now from just the amount of flips that happened.
Nice.
But the rain
Can
is
we
starting
take-
to kind of pull into the car and starting to make the car water level rise.
Can we take the ammo? Like,
Yeah.
I assume there's like an ammo.
Yeah, there's like two. There's like two. We're just gonna say they're like two 50 cal, like 50 round magazines. So it's like a full magazine, like 50. So just like two of the you can put two mounted gun, ammunitions like magazines.
Everyone
But yeah,
all
the
right?
water in the car is starting to rise as it's upside down. It's starting to kind of build.
Yeah, Capital says, everyone all right? That fucking
No.
sucked. I'm going to, from wherever I'm laying, is the light still working on top of my suit?
Yes, it is.
Can I kind of point it in the direction we just came from to see, like, if any of these things are, like, flying over, jumping over, like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. You look over, and to your horror, you're watching them crawl down the cliff face, heading into the canyon below, and looks like maybe they can come onto the other side and crawl back up. You are seeing just a black wall of just aliens just start to crawl down this cliff.
Gotta fucking go. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Yes.
I don't know where, but we gotta go.
Yeah, you guys look around, it's just rainfall. Like, it's just mud and rainfall. There's no, like, buildings in sight, but there's, like, sparse trees here and there. But you know, you can't go back, so you gotta go forward. And you guys all get out and just take off running. You guys run for 30 seconds when you realize this mud that you're walking in is getting deeper and deeper. There are patches where it's not deep, but you are hearing the sounds of thousands and thousands of legs behind you starting to the noises. You know that they are encroaching. As that sound is getting closer and closer, you guys, how do you process this as you don't see us an end in sight? You just what are the emotions that are coming? What are the kind of like the mental processes you're going through as this may be it? You don't know whether or not this is it, but this may be it.
Ambrose is going to go down fighting.
That makes sense.
I think Captain knows that this is can't turn around and try to save everybody in this situation when there's that many monsters. So yeah, it's basically run as far as you can, and you can't run anymore, shoot.
Yep.
Flip is probably gonna keep running, but we have like short range comm, so he's just gonna try to go through every channel begging for help. Please, someone help
Okay.
us.
Okay.
But he's still running. She's still running while he's doing this.
All right.
Tob is panicking about protecting his logic core, and he's wondering like if he ripped it out and just like threw it, would the bugs ignore it and it could like survive?
Okay.
I think Tate is just running and not usually having feelings, is trying to process feelings and being very confused that she doesn't want to die.
Indeed. You all run. That existential dread of knowing that death is right behind you. It is closing in. You thought you were getting away. You killed one. You've done more than what normal people should be able to do, but you've done it, damn it. We see Flip cry and nose running. Just in the worst state, just like, you're just hearing next channel, next channel, skip another channel. You hear hello, and you skip it, and you're like, what the fuck? You go back, and you hear you feel the signal like connect. What do you say into this radio comm? Say, I think you were too loud. Say it one more time. You were getting too loud.
Save us, the car flipped.
Yeah, you hear. Say me! No! Oh, shit. You say this, and you hear the signal break in and come back out, and it says, head for the light, we're coming! And you see in the distance a spotlight pop up, and you hear the hum of an engine as it speeds closer and closer. You all hear the sound from the radio say, move towards the light. And you all start trucking. As you guys do, you hear bum 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 bum. As you see 3 other armored personnel carriers just sprinting into sight, and you see that there are like soldiers with rocket launchers on either sides, people with mounted guns, and they're just shooting past you as you are just running forward. As explosions and bullets just rip past you, and you hear the screech of hundreds of bugs behind you. The screech doesn't affect you like the ones previously, but you all make it to these cars as these cars slide around, and you all just crawl in. You don't look for who's in there, you just crawl in and barrel in, and you all hear the tire spin out as you guys head away from the bugs with a new car carrier. You as you guys are driving, the chaos, the confusion, bags get put over your heads. Boom, boom, boom. You guys are enshrouded in darkness, and your hands are tied up quickly by what seems like a professional craft. And you guys are just, from one situation to another, you don't know what's happening, but you know this is a better outcome than what you just faced. You guys drive, or you guys ride in these cars. Each of you are in separate cars. Flip Beepin and Captain Admiral are one carrier. Ambrose and Tate are in another, and Toby, you're all on your own lonesome by yourself.
My punishment.
Yes, it is. You guys drive for what feels like a millennium. It feels like forever, just under the circumstance. But in reality, about 3 hours of time travels. 3 hours of time goes by. You ride for 3 hours away from Greta Base. You ride for 3 hours. Flip Beepin, your disadvantage for 3 hours is gone through this ride. You have probably shit and pissed yourself, but you are no longer at disadvantage. You guys drive and drive, and then you hear the tires screech to a halt as it sounds like the tires meet a solid ground. Like it sounds like tires coming to concrete from a muddy surface. And you're all pulled out. There's noise of people just like idle chatter, but not. It's more so just them breathing than anything. There's not many words said. The main voice says, bring them in, hurry, hurry, we gotta get them in here. Hurry, get the tinfoil hatch ready, as you all are shuffled in kind of execution style, put on your knees in a line. You hear the people next to you, feel the shoulder to shoulder. And you guys hear a command. You hear someone say, all right, take the bags off, put the hats on. And you feel the bag from your head get removed. And you feel some very soft and cold tinfoil be placed on your head, very much like little Hershey. You guys all look like Hershey Kisses at the moment. As these like sacks are pulled off, you see a platoon of people. There are separate groups in here, but the main person you see is a dark-skinned male. He's got like a little mustache, big forehead, really bad hairline. Someone should fire his barber, but nonetheless. You see an army man. He has dog tags that read off HM3 Brookman. And you know this is the guy that called you. The sound of rain stops. And the sound of some sound of some cool tunes. Brace your ears. From the nearby radio. The cool tunes of some synthetic music. Some synth music. You guys are all see this guy in front of this Brookman guy. He glances over you, he looks at the state of all of you, and he notices the people that have visible paper cuts. There's like a facial expression of like shock, but you also see that he has paper cuts on his skin as well. Oh. He sports a tinfoil hat, and I'm not going to narrate what's going on in the background. I'll do that once this conversation kind of happens. I'll kind of explain the surrounding area because you guys are kind of just focalized in on this one guy. The sweet, sweet tunes of some synthwave music floating out of a radio kind of calms you down a little bit. But HM3 Brookman looks at all of you and says, so you're the fucking idiots that decided to crash land or what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you here? He just speaks aloud to everyone, no individual person.
We were sent.
Yeah.
You say that. He looks around to the other soldiers of the Marines and the people that are behind. He kind of glances back. He says, "So they got our signal, right? They know that we've been down here for a while and shit's bad. They sent you for us, right?"
No. Well, they sent us for a Logicor, mostly.
It's a waste of their time. We don't know where Dr. Hinton's at. We don't know where the Logicor's at. We've looked and looked, but Dr. Edmund, he kind of motions back to a younger woman with very small rectangular glasses in the back, very much a scientific looking person. She's got a lab coat on. He says, "We don't know where he's at. So they didn't send you to rescue us. They sent you to fucking retrieve a robot's logic core?"
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
We knew you were alive, to be honest. So, and just we didn't get shit, and we're the only people coming.
He looks down. He says, "Well, I guess it's better for us to have more before moving forward. We'll explain the rest after we get you from your restraints." And you see he turns around and goes back to like a cardboard kind of a board with like a bunch of strings and a bunch of like note cards on it, and it's got like various things. You can't really read it from this distance, but you are all unbound and picked up off your feet, and these soldiers around you. Also, Alexander Grunt and Baxter Grunt, they survived as well. You guys didn't see them. They're there too. They somehow survived the catastrophic crash. But you guys are all unbinded, and what you guys see is that you are in a barricaded hangar of sorts. It is one of those like open face hangars that have like a metal, like a very reinforced metal multi-panel door that kind of comes down and slides down, but it's open up now. And you see the three APC carriers that you were all transported in, very much rusted and weathered. They look dinged up, dented, and scratched. They look like they've seen their fair share of combat. And you know that that damage is from these carsodes, from these aliens. You also see there are some sandbags, some makeshift sandbag barricades that kind of are piled up for natural gun cover, or gun aiming and cover. There are three smaller vehicles, some ATV, some all-terrain vehicles. None of them have a single like mounted gun on the front of it. It's just weird, like it's an ATV, but it's really weirdly designed. It's got a front seater that's mainly a gunner, and there's a middle seater that's the steering. So like the steering handle's in the middle of the vehicle. It's this really weird, unnecessarily stupid scientific design that would probably get hate from designers on YouTube or some kind of internet network thing like that. But nonetheless, these are some futuristic ATVs. There are what appear to be a couple of barrels of gasoline, an elevator door that looks to be working. It's shut right now. It looks like there are some numbers on the top that kind of descend into this hangar, and it goes all the way to like 450. So you know that the compound you're on is a deep-seated compound. There is a generator next to the barrels of gas that is keeping power to this hangar. The groups of people that you notice there is that HCM3 Bookman, who is in front of this cardboard, like just a cardboard, board that has a bunch of notes and stuff on it. To the left of him is another group of people that look more scientific. There is that woman, blonde-haired woman, slick back, very thin, rectangular glasses, scientific coat. She's in a huddle with two or three other people, and they seem to be discussing something. And then there's a third person off to the right of Brookman. Is a buzz cut woman. Her name tag says Sergeant Valdez on it, and she is talking to some other soldiers, some like lower totem pole soldiers, and they are all conversing. Kind of the weight off your chest is lifted as you see more people, and there are a handful of people in here that have these cuts. They're all wearing these tinfoil hats, but they have these cuts. But of the three people, or of the people in this room, the three that look the most important is Brookman, the scientific-looking lady, and the buzz-cut lady. So, for transparency's sake, these are three different people you can talk to for information. The rest of the people, I'll make up some shit, but they're not really important.
I think the captain.
Well, you guys have made it to scenario 2 now. You're in the hangar.
Captain would just say, thank fuck for you guys, because about to be dead. So appreciate it. Can you tell us a little bit about these really beautiful hats we're wearing?
You see the scientific lady in the corner starts to cough. Very much has cuts all over her body. She says, yes, these are... let me see if I can find a picture of said person. Just so you can have a visual. She looks like this. Her name is Dr. Edmund. She says, yes, that is tin foil on your head. It is a natural remedy to counteract the what would you say, infestation that has happened to each of you. And she points at the people with the paper cuts. She says, you are expecting mothers. Congratulations. She has cuts on her face as well, so she's infected as well.
So how does this tinfoil counteract this?
Well, when me and synthetic officer Hinton were working in the lab doing our research, we found that these creatures, for some reason, tinfoil is just a natural way to block their screeches, their shrieks. It's just the elements and the property. The property of the elements is just counteracts them. Have you ever seen the movie Signs by M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes, it's one of my favorites.
Good. So, most of science fiction comes from reality, and most movies in Hollywood are based off of science fiction reality. So they were not wrong, but it made no sense for that movie since aliens were allergic to water. So, a terrible movie. But anyways, that's not realistic to what's going on. Yes, the properties in the elements, the properties in the metal, counteracts the screeches, but that doesn't mean it cures you. You are still infected. Yes, we are all infected, it seems.
So when all this
Just
started,
postpones it.
Indeed.
when all this started happening, you just had like a drop ship of aluminum, just so you had plenty for everyone.
No, definitely not. We manufactured and 3D printed it with the printer at the Greta base. Yes.
Then
Yes. No, we do not just carry aluminum foil on us. It is the stupidest shit. That would be, I guess it would be smart actually moving forward to do that if we survive. But no, that is silly. I'm Dr. Edmund, by the way. She like flashes her little badge. It's a pleasure to meet you.
right, yeah. Cadge, I guess you can call me. Is probably the easiest. If I don't mislead you with my name.
Cash, pleasure to meet you.
I'm Flip Beepin. It's nice to meet you.
She says, Flip beeping.
Yep, Beepin. Yep, that's my given name.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
Yeah. Is there somewhere? Can I get new clothes or something?
Yes, you can go find some lab coats in the storage closet over there. She points to like a little storage closet. But
And there are other clothes in there too.
It just says coats only. Yeah, you go in there, you walk over away from it, and you open up. There are obviously lab coats. There are also some just like basic, just like white on white clothing, just like basic like insane asylum clothing.
I just want to get out of my my soiled clothes.
Yeah, so you're off changing to the side, and she's still introducing herself to the people. She looks over to Ambrose, seeing this Chris Farley looking like. She says, "And who might you be?"
I'm Ambrose. I'm the staff archaeologist.
That was perfect.
Alrighty, archaeology, cool. Nice to have an archaeologist, though. Very nice.
I get one of those lab coats. I'd feel more official if I had one.
Yes, there's some over there by the soiled pants boy. She looks to both of the robots.
Fat guy in a little coat.
That's funny. She looks to the both robots. She can clearly identify that you both are synthetic. She says, yes. If Dr. Hinton was here, he would be happy to see more of his kind. It's nice to have a couple more of synthetics around. And she says this, and you see that other people in the hangar are not happy with that statement. Like they seem like the type to be visibly against synthetics. Like they look like, we'll say they're like rednecks, like cut and gruff. They seem to be against the robotic, hierarchy of the future.
Toad just nods. He has been white knuckling, holding the steering wheel from the APC this whole time. I'm imagining it like broke off, and he's just been like vice gripping it.
Yes. Yeah, when they tied your hands together on the wheel still. It was just an awkward ride.
It's like, Tobe, I don't think you need that anymore. You can put that down now. We're done driving for a little bit.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's okay if I put this away?
Well, I don't think you're gonna be able to drive this whole building with that. I don't think it's very useful at the moment. But you can hold on to it, keep it somewhere.
No. I'm a practical man. He puts it down.
Nice.
I'm Tate.
Well, if you since you are getting settled, I have a proposition, a job for you potentially, maybe some help. And she says this, and you hear Brookman say, "Oh no, you fucking don't. You don't get to pull these new people into your stupid games. We are leaving, Dr. Edmund. We don't need to stay here anymore." And you see Dr. Edmund's like, "It would be illogical for us to leave without retrieving Dr. Hinton's data from the lab below." And Brookman goes back and says, "You know how it's too dangerous. We don't know what's down there. Old Jimmy John Joe over there said there was a fucking carcinid down there, but we don't have to say we are leaving." And as he says that, the bald cut, buzz cut chick on the side steps in. She says, "So what? Why do you get to make the plans here, man? Like, what gives you the right to dictate what we do and where we go? What if we got plans and we want to go rescue the soldiers that are left at the reactor? We need to secure the reactor before the rain drowns it out and we lose power." Brookman says back to her, he says, "The only reason you're so far in your role at the moment is because all your platoon died." And you see that this chick walks over and starts to come over to try to punch him, but she is held back. And you see there are 3 parties at odds with 3 different goals in mind, and they are all indecisive. And seeing these newcomers, you see that it seems that you guys are the new blood needed to help dictate what decisions are made. Basically, that's what you kind of you went from one problem to another. You see the hierarchy of problems in this hangar, and they all kind of
faction yet.
Yeah, they're all kind of like at odds with each other, and you see them all kind of separate. Dr. Edmund walks back to her party. Sergeant Valdez is pulled back to her group of people. And Brookman just shakes his head and puts his fingers to his temple as he's like looking at the cork board.
So, Brookman, your plan is to just fuck off, right? You just want to get what I'm hearing.
He turns back around to you and he says, "Basically, yes, we need to leave. There's no reason to stay around. We can't find Hinton. Hinton was the research lead. There's no reason for us to stay, but we can't contact. We tried contacting, like I stated, and we've had short comms of local radio waves, but we need to restore comms and get comms to back to the ship so we can leave. I have a family. I don't want to die here." And you, he looks very he looks like in that state of desperation. Like he knows he's infected, but he doesn't give a fuck, and he wants to leave. And you see the platoon around him. It looks like a corporal and then some other people. It's like a kind of like a yes man is next to Brookman. He's like shaking his head and agreeing, kind of backing up what he says. And then there's like a scared kid, kind of the same, like kind of looks like the same, like flip beeping. He's like lost an arm and he's like clutching a stub. And he's just scared out of his mind. And then there's another doctor. This one looks very rotund, very much got a bulging belly from underneath his lab coat, who looks just slimy and ready to leave. Like he just looks like a weasel.
wouldn't it be irresponsible for you to return home, possibly infecting more people and spreading this to other worlds?
So I don't give a damn. I want to go home and I want to see my family. As long as I wear this tinfoil hat, I'll be fine.
Jesus.
I've beaten off the symptoms. We've seen it progress here, and we've.
But do you think it'll last long term?
I'm sure the Empire has medicine and treatments for this kind of thing. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Because it is an unpredictable factor, and you could potentially kill your family by returning home.
If we just go home now, wouldn't they just kill you? Because that would be easier.
No. I don't
Another logical.
Look, I don't give a damn what you think. I'm getting off this fucking rock.
You're not
whether
selling
you
us,
like it or
man.
not.
You're not selling us.
I don't need to sell you.
You
I
were
have
just
enough
begging
people
for
here.
our help. What?
I have enough people here in my own platoon. I was hoping that you'd have some sensibility and want to get off as well and get a cure from the Empire, but you seem headstrong on getting yourself killed. Dr. Edmund's plan and fucking Vasquez's plan are just stupid. That makes no sense. This is the best plan to get out of here alive. Once I get to the ship, they can put me in cryostasis. They can freeze me, and I won't succumb. I won't succumb to the transformation. I'll be fine. Eventually, they'll defrost me when a cure's made.
That's what you want, to just stay in cryo until they figure it out.
I want to get off this fucking planet. Whatever happens after I get off, I'll deal with it then.
I think we all want to get off this, but how do you plan on getting off this planet? Do you have a ship?
He says no, but once I get the tower restored, I can send out communications, and we can have the dropship arrive. Even if I know what you're saying, what I'm thinking is dumb. I want to get out of here. It's dumb, right? I'll infect others. Ooh, whatever the scientist said, right? We're gonna need communications restored, whether or not we want to leave. So, if you want to get out of here alive, regardless of anything, that tower has to be restored. Without it, we don't have comms. We have no way to get back to the ship. Did they give you any kind of details on if they were going to come back or circle back in some sort of time frame, or did they just drop you?
They did. Hold on.
Brookman says, "Shut that shit off." You see, a person goes over to the radio and stops it.
I fucking hate that song.
Some fucking Michael Jackson starts to play.
Found it soothing. Did we get it?
Yeah, I didn't write anything down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thanks. I remember them mentioning time is, but we scratched that.
I'm
Time
pretty
is
sure
not
they just
equal.
wanted to. I'm pretty sure they just wanted us to do it quickly. I don't know if there was any time frame thing.
I think it was more of like they said they would hang out.
well, that's what for
I'm
some
sure
reason.
they left after the Carson's approach.
Yeah, for some reason I
Yeah.
thought the ship was just sitting there waiting for us to
Yeah,
get what we needed
that's what I
until we
thought.
came back out.
They won't be there anymore, though.
Or at least hovering. I don't know.
I don't think they said they'd come back for us. Also, I don't know if they'll pick us up without the logic core. I'm pretty sure like they would rather leave us down here without it.
Y'all tried surgery. Have you tried removing things from?
Right, that's a good question. Good.
We did, but they did not survive the procedure.
How far along was the infected? How big was it?
He looks down somberly and then looks back up. He says, "From the initial gestation."
Wow.
He says that and he kind of like pushes his hat down a little further onto his big ass forehead that he has.
Yeah.
You've seen from initial gestation to what these things turn into, and you still wanna get off here, off this planet, and possibly subject a whole other planet. Witness.
He says, "I know how it sounds, but you don't know what we've been through. You don't know what we've seen." He seems like he wants to try to explain or kind of divulge more, but he just doesn't see a winning argument where this your demeanor changes, so he just doesn't try. He just doesn't say anything. He just kind of turns back around to the board.
So, what would be needed to restore the comms tower?
He doesn't turn back around, but you see the big pot-bellied guy, Weasley-looking guy. His name, his yellow name badge says Dr. Kawaguchi. Says, "Well, yes, if you would, once we get to the tower, we can get to the control room. Brookman has the key card. We can get to the control room and reestablish the communication center. We can hack in and redirect the signal, and then should be able to reroute it to the mothership."
I like his idea.
Now, of course, Dr. Kawaguchi keeps continuing. Now, of course, we have to take these ATVs across the catwalk, across the dam, over to the tower, across the way to get to the control room. But that should be simple. I can teach one of you seem adamant about doing this plan. I could teach you the necessary steps to hack into the control room and redirect our signal.
Anyways, so I think I'm a.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you. He was like cleaning his ear out. What says that?
I'm kind of good at hacking, anyways. Like that was kind of my thing.
Well,
Before this job, but well,
I can teach you. Come here, Sonny.
okay, sure.
Yeah, you guys go.
I'll see you guys later. I'll see ya.
Yeah, they walk like 10 steps away from you. And then the guy stops at some papers. It's just a bunch of computer mumbo jumbo. And he
Oh my god!
off screen, he begins to walk you through the process of how to retake the control room at the tower, how to redirect its beam, and how to reestablish the signal.
Nice.
But you're off doing that.
Yeah, I'm not committed to the idea of doing that yet, but yeah.
Yeah, he's walking you through just a thought of someone like being interested in doing it. It's enough for him to dedicate time.
For sure.
The corporal that is kind of like the yes man for Brookman looks at all of you and he says, "Listen, guys, I know our the thoughts are. I know everything's a little high strung. And we're all thinking it. We all know what realistically would happen if the dropship came. Now, Brookman doesn't have the heart to say it. He like whispers. He says, "But those that have been affected." He looks at the 3 that are infected. They don't get to go.
Well, that's the logical choice.
Brookman just he walks a little bit away. Actually, he pulls away from Brookman as he says Brookman, and he like stops his thought, and Brookman kind of like turns to look at him. The guy like walks away and like kind of brings you closer. He says, "It's like Brookman's already on stage 2. He's not all there in the head. He has he's been struggling, but we've been able to keep him conscious and keep him here, keep him bound here. He does drift, but his mind isn't what isn't what it used to be."
How long has he been infected?
Well, I mean, we first succumbed to these at the party, but I think now it's been I don't even know. I don't know how long it's been. Time just kind of. It's been longer than a day. I can tell you that. But that doesn't mean. That doesn't mean. I don't think I'm the one that should be telling you this. I think Dr. Edmond's more suited for that diagnosis. She really has the some knowledge on this. But we just know that the stage progression is different person to person. We notice that usually anywhere from either 8 to 12 hours, they either progress further or they maintain their state. Stage 2 is what they have named as induction. That's what Dr. Edmond has keyed as induction. I'm sure she would be happy to talk to you. I don't really know the logistics and the workarounds and what goes on into that. Wasn't really my field, but nonetheless, once communications have been restored and the dropship arrives, no infected make it off.
It is upsetting, but it is something that must be done. Unless we can find the logic core and potentially find a way to either prolong the infection or cure it. I doubt there's a cure yet, but we never know until we find the logic core.
He just nods.
Where this was answered and I missed it. Where last place you saw
Hinton? Dr. Hinton?
yeah,
He says, that's the thing. He sent out the email for the party, and he never showed up.
What the fuck?
We asked around. We even asked Dr. Edmond. She was really close to him, and she didn't know, or at least she acted that way. And he kind of like glances over at Edmond, and she's like very much going over some information with scientists, like they were talking back and forth. And he looks back over to you, and he says they were buddy, but Dr. Hinton or Synthetic Officer Hinton never showed up for the party, and he was the one that sent the email out. If you ask me, it looks like foul play to me, but I mean, at this point, who cares? I share the same sentiment with Brookman. I'm ready to leave, and this seems like our best bet. Let's get the communications established. I'm sure other parties here would disagree or agree to whatever makes sense to them, but this is the best shot.
what were things like already? Was there any infections or was everyone good? Was everyone fine before?
That's the thing. Before the party, most of us didn't really know about the carcinoids. I mean, there was a couple of, we saw some weird like crustacean like larva things, but Synthetic Officer Hinton just said that this was some sea life fossilized or contained, but we didn't really see any infection. The party happened, and there was a loud screech, and then something that just descended. It appeared as if out of nowhere. It was the weirdest thing, but I mean, you've seen. I'm assuming you saw what happened there. It's not. It wasn't. We weren't ready for it. It just took us by surprise, and we barely were able to get out of there. Most of the good ones they died, but you know what we have left is what you see here, the good and the bad.
Doesn't make sense.
I know. I don't understand it either.
I think Captain would probably, if there's like a box or like a crate or something, sit in thought, heading port.
The pork chop's just panting away, licking your hand.
It's packed.
Give him like, carcinid leg.
Yeah.
Just like giving him a fucking a Bowie knife. Hmm.
Well, shall we talk to Dr. Edmund?
Find out what her plans.
We'll
They
go
want this.
approach the doctor.
Okay, you go and approach Dr. Edmund. Dr. Edmund is surrounded by some other lab coat type personnel. There is one person that looks like a sergeant of some sort, like very much like the only military guy over here. Very much looks like he is a. He looks very old and like gruff and rugged, but it seems like he is very infatuated with Dr. Edmund. It seems like there's some sort of like a single-sided attraction. Maybe Dr. Edmund doesn't share that, but you can obviously tell in this guy's face that the way he looks at her, it's like very loving. The other person next to Dr. Edmund is a scientist, but he seems very much like conspiracy type. Like he looks like a conspiracy theorist. That's just like his outward appearance. But Dr. Edmund is talking to them, and she says, okay, "Go to the lab. We get the what was this bitch's accent? Oh yeah, we go to the lab and we get the data, and we can move on. We can do the other. The data is crucial to moving forward. And you guys all walk up, and she kind of quiets down. She says, "Oh, are you ready to help out then? Huh? You listen to that crazy man's dream, or whatever the fuck he was thinking. He thinks he's gonna get off of this rock. He's confused."
Yes, we are now here to hear your crazy dream.
My dream is not crazy. It's an easy reality. We just need a couple to descend down to the lab below, about 10 floors down. And there is some data, some research data down there that is very crucial to the prolonged longevity of our lives and the multiverse, the galaxy life. She doesn't say multiverse. She doesn't say multiverse. Boom. She says, but to the continued, future aid of civilization throughout the galaxy. You know, what's one world's carcinoids to another?
The research is on the carcinoids.
Yes, it is. It's mainly on the research me and Dr. Hinton were able to conduct. It's not that hard of a plan. We just go down the elevator or the stairs if you like the exercise, and we get in, get out. It's as simple as that.
Then
If
why have you not done it yet?
Well, honestly, Doctor, myself, I am at suspicion amongst the others, and Brookman is not allowing me to leave his sight. I think he is filling the stages of induction already, but who am I to say?
What about these guys? Why haven't you not sent them down yet?
Because there is strength in numbers. You ever see a spooky movie and see two people go off by themselves and never come back? I sure have.
I don't watch TV.
Well, maybe I can update your software to allow you to watch public TV. It would be a good time for you. I'm sure this one knows, and she points to Tobe.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, indeed.
It has improved greatly over the millennium.
But it seems like she's saying this that the crew doesn't want to go down. But you kind of like observe the other two people, and they seem like, nah, man, I don't want to go down there. They seem scared, shitless. They really don't want to do it. And that's the reason that they've been kind of clinging on. But what she said about Brookman not letting her out of his sight is true. You do believe that entirely, especially from what you learned from that corporal guy.
Is there potentially something down there that you're not informing us about?
She looks around at the others, and she says, between you and me, yes, there is something down there. Me and my other, obviously synthetic officer Hinton, but Dr. Zeigler was another scientist, and He was sent down earlier to attempt to retrieve the data on his own, and he did not return. And I fear that maybe he has transformed or assimilated. That is the real reason we haven't really gone down there. We don't know the state of things down there, and frankly, I am not going to risk my own life for said data. But if you all agree to go, I will go with you. I will
Oh,
tag along as well. But you would have to convince Brookman to let me out of his sights, of course. Now, if you seem ready to do this, I can reveal more information. But until you are really ready and interested to help, I will hold my information for the moment.
I feel like if you would like us to make an informed decision, giving us more information should be provided.
It's mainly just on the data that we are trying to retrieve. It's really nothing crucial to the. It's just I would like to let you know what's at stake, but I want to make sure that you are in before I reveal that, because not many people here care for what they assume was happening, or from what was experimented on between me, Hinton, and Ziegler. But it does have something to do with the Karks, the Kark DNA sequence. And I can already see that some of you have already begun to experience revelation. And she kind of like motions to the scars on her face. She said, "You have been impregnated, so to speak.
Right.
And now you are in revelation."
Be fucking great.
Yes, it's always fun, and she tries to say that sarcastically, but she does not seem sarcastic. Like, she seems like genuine when she says that. Yeah. Yeah, Star's face, that's kind of the vibe you're getting. Like, it's like, what?
I don't like her, guys.
Ambrose would be
Creeping me
thinking,
out.
it's like, well, if I can't leave, since I'm like this, like I'm up for anything.
That's
I thought you were going to say Ambrose just pulls his gun out and shoots her in the head. I know that's where I was going, but...
bad vibes.
That would be crazy. You just go, tell me all the information.
From hell's heart, I stab at thee.
Captain would agree. He'd just be like, I mean, it's point in the morning. Or getting off. Obviously, that hour's important. Figure out how to.
Yes,
Down there, it sounds important.
yes, with synthetic officer Hinton's logic core, no longer at our disposal to pull information from. Our last ditch effort for reversing said effects would be in that data downstairs. We will reveal that, so we could reverse engineer a. I don't like to say cure because there's some. That gives hope, but we would have some sort of treatment for said revelation.
Does Hinton's Logicore have a cure?
Yes, Dr. Hinton, or Synthetic Hinton, we stored all of the information inside of his core just because it was the safest place for him to keep that data. He is the property of Tesla, and therefore that information should not be available to the public, I guess, is the best way to say that.
Hold on. That was a long-winded sentence. Hold on. So is that a yes that she has the cure it's in Hinton's Logicore? Was that a yes?
She's saying that basically that there is data downstairs that should assist in helping reverse engineer some sort of treatment.
Okay.
But Hinton has the true, probably the true data on a actual cure. This is just sort of a treatment too.
Yep, that was my question.
Yep.
Cool.
That's kind of how you interpreted it from what she was saying.
Okay.
So, do you have any ideas on the possible whereabouts of Hinton? Were they acting erratically at all in the days leading up to the party?
Yes, Dr. Hinton had some strange I caught him accessing some of the data back at Greta Base. It looked like he was pulling information out, and I confronted him, but he would not divulge any information. And I have already been questioned by most of the people here about the party, which, why would I have attended the party if I knew Hinton would set us up or betray us or whatever they are assuming, right? Why would I do that? Would make no sense. But before that, nothing seemed abnormal. Or at least from my perspective, nothing seemed abnormal. He was a synthetic and he has his own, commands. I don't really know what's going on in that robo brain of his. But maybe a synthetic could find that out and communicate with him. He was not very endearing with us real life forms. He did not like us meat bags, as he called us.
Your face. How rude.
He was not programmed to have much emotion or deception. Or at least I thought, but I guess I didn't know.
It's a very basic patch. I'm surprised.
Yes, he is an old model. He's been around for a very long time.
Doesn't accept the updates.
Emily, I think we're thinking the same thing.
I'm not thinking anything. Tell me what you're thinking. My mind was literally blank in that moment.
I sent Tyler a message. I said, bro, Hinton's a bad guy. He's the big bad.
Of course he is. Have you not seen the movie Alien? Like, this was the beginning.
I thought maybe he was just gonna be dead and we were gonna find his Logicore next to like Queen Bee or something. I didn't think it was gonna be exactly like Alien.
I will say, as this conversation is at this point, Flip, even you have finished studying the diagrams and stuff, and you see the party kind of talking in a group with the scientist folk, so you can kind of re-enter the scene. 10 minutes have kind of passed as you were talking.
So I couldn't help but overhear. Why'd you call it a revelation? That's just that's weird. Weird wording to call like the effective end of someone's life without a tinfoil hat.
It was just what the Hinton dubbed it. It is what he in our studies, it's what he called the first stage. I didn't press forward. He never would reveal information, but I'm pretty sure he was doing side studies on something, but I was never a part of that. A part of those conversations, sadly. Dr. Ziegler, though, he was more hands-on with synthetic officer Hinton. So if he is still alive down in the lab below, you could question him for information. But as far as I know, Hinton called the first stage revelation, the second stage induction, the third stage was only named possession, the fourth stage was assimilation, and then eventually the fifth stage was the transformation. Usually, oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Cash.
No, go ahead.
Or it was Flip. Who was the one making noise? Which one was it?
That was me.
Oh, Cash, yes.
I was gonna ask if Ziegler already isn't the only one not at the party. Was everyone else there? Everyone on this planet?
No. Ziegler was he was stationed here alone. He was the one that remained here to keep. He was doing something, but he wasn't able to come to the party. But he was very. Oh, I guess I should have questioned him more. He was very adamant that we all join the party, but.
Right. I mean, Dr. Ziegler, getting close to each other, did experiments and talked about stuff together that no one else knows about, and he just so happens to be the only other person who was at the party. That's very suspicious.
Yes.
And
Indeed it is.
now he went down there alone and hasn't come back.
Yes, maybe he is perfectly fine down there then, if that's the case. It seems he does know things are going on. She does seem very genuine. Like, she seems like she's smart. She seems smart, but maybe the stress and just what has happened kind of has kept her from kind of realizing this truth until like actually saying it aloud and being kind of hearing it back from someone else. She says, "Yes, maybe it was not the best idea to send him down there alone, but he was so adamant about going, so we were like, yeah, go ahead and go die if you want, freak."
How is his relationship with everyone else?
Oh, he didn't get out much. No one really, besides some of the scientists, he doesn't really associate with much of the soldiers on site. Every now and then he would come around for dinner or something, but most of the time he mainly ate MREs down in the lab, so he didn't really get out much.
How did he feel about everyone else?
For the most part, he seemed very normal, I guess. I mean, he didn't have any kind of disposition towards one side, or like to synthetics or to humans, or like meat bags, as Hinton said. But he seemed jovial and easy to get along with. He was very friendly.
You have the scratches?
No, he went down alone without any scratches. He shouldn't be. The ones that have scratches are the ones that you see here. That's still alive, of course. I'm sure you saw some of the others that may have transformed outside when you were in the route to here.
Yeah, we saw something. Well, is there any chance? Sorry, Flip. Is there any chance that we decide to do this? I'm assuming probably. Is there any chance we can like rest for a little bit? Crazy.
Yes, I mean, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to rest. I mean, the storm outside's pretty bad. I would, if you are going to go to the lab, I do suggest that you talk to Vasquez and also plan with her. She is correct in her assessment that if we do not clear the reactor and keep the power on, keep the floodgates from flooding the systems, that we will lose power. So it is critical that we get her plan has to happen as well, same time as my plan or the other plan.
How far away is
we
the
need to split the
reactor?
party.
Yeah.
Is that actually what he's saying?
No, she doesn't say that last part. She says the reactor, it's in this facility as well. I'm pretty sure. Let me look at my map. Yes, the reactor is on the lowest level of this building, so down at the 50th floor. It is at the very bottom of our, at the bottom of the dam. Technically, it's the same here, but it does need to happen. It does not need to happen quick. I mean, if it doesn't happen, we will lose power and probably die a most gruesome death. But what do I know? I'm just a scientist.
Probably the most. Actually, I would assume.
Ah, yes, probably. But you should have talked to Valdez or Vasquez, whatever her name is. I don't remember. Sorry, but she might know some.
Valdez.
Oh, Valdez. Oh, I've been calling her Vasquez this whole time. She's probably not happy with that. Oops.
Flip,
Wait, what was the name of the
go
boat
ahead,
that
we
spilled
keep-
all that oil in Alaska?
Oh, you're talking about the USS Iceberg? I don't know, Nathan.
I think that was the I think that was the Valdez.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Flip, we keep cutting you off. What are you trying to say?
I was asking. Sorry, I got myself. There's a cafeteria here that I just gotta help.
She said that food is mostly stale, though. I don't know how you're eating it, but okay.
You should have seen the in room we had in the military. It was stale pizza with our thing, but I was wondering, would we have any support going down in this, or is it just us? Like, what is there going to be anything like besides you? Will we get equipment? Will we have other people with us? Like, give me the rundown. Us the rundown.
If you'd want weapons and equipment, I would talk to one of the platoon. I would talk to either Brookman or Valdez about weapons and ammunition. I'm pretty sure there is a stockpile around here somewhere. I mean, it's no use to me, but as far as help in the lab, yes, all three of us. And she points to herself, Sergeant Yang, which is that old veteran guy who looks smitten with her, and then the conspiracy theorist Sobel, who's just been sitting over like, yeah, man, totally. It's been kind of just adding some ad libs like that here and there. I mean, she says all three of us would go down with you in tow. There is strength in numbers, eh?
Yeah, sure. All right, I'm ready to see the next next person. Thank you.
There is no need to thank me.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. So you leave Dr. Edmond and head over to Sergeant Valdez, I guess. Does everyone want to head over to Sergeant Valdez? Does someone else want to do something as you kind of transition to the next NPC cutscene?
Can I stay with Dr. Edmond and just ask her to go through like the stages and like I'm gonna ask her to go into detail like what are the
Yes.
symptoms, what are everything. You don't have to go over it now with me, but like
Well,
later.
we can do that. We can do that now, and I'll come back to it.
Oh, I didn't.
So you don't want to do it right now? I mean, I know what happens. Or you just want to like.
No, I just wanted to be like, oh, she talks to me about it. So later, when things happen, I'd be like, do I know about this? You know?
Huh?
You can tell me later. You can tell me later.
She wants to be able to like identify the stages just from like our symptoms.
Yeah,
in the wild.
I can just tell you now, so you can know the knowledge ahead of time. Are you trying to like keep it secretive? Is that what your goal is? Like, if that is, just tell me. I'll message it to you because you're going to actively do this.
No, I don't. Well, I don't care to keep it secret. I just want it to be knowledge later down the road. But go for it.
Oh, so you don't actually want to know? You just want to be like, oh, do I know what's going on? But yeah, that's what you want to do. We can, sure.
You can send it to me, and I don't want to lose it in my notes.
Okay, sure. I'll have to type it out to you because it's a bit of. Actually, I can just copy and paste it to you. So yeah, you guys all are heading over to Valdez, except for the weirdo Tate. She learns about.
Weird as hell.
She learns about how to turn you guys into monsters quicker.
Valuable
That's
data.
my plan. How did you know?
All of us are evil. I knew.
Freaking synthetic, dude. Here is the actual game rules. She'll tell you this. Obviously, your character wouldn't know what a body save is, but you know you'll be able to deduce information from it. You're like, what is a body save, Dr. Edmund? I don't know. Yeah, you guys head. Yeah, it's a metaphor. You guys head over to Valdez, and you see this buzzcut woman. She's over there with PFC Pedro, who, just like Sergeant Yang, seems infatuated with this particular person. She also has another individual next to them. She has someone that is looks like he is a trigger happy. He's got like bullet shells or bullet ammo all over. He's got like 2 guns and a cigar in his mouth, and he's got the guns kind of posted up. He's just covered in scars. His old tinfoil hat. But he just looks like he wants to just go out and start shooting the shit out of anything. Very much the stereotypical like jarhead. Valdez is over there talking to them. She's like, we need to really take back this. Go get the soldiers that are down there. We need to get them back. It's only right for their families to confirm or deny that they have passed, or shit, even to help get the nuclear back up, or go nuclear, to get the reactor from flooding. And you kind of walk in as you hear her say that. Are you ready to join the forces? Yes, the reactor.
I need a bigger gun.
She's like, that's perfectly fine. There's a stockpile over there with ammo that you could get. If you wanted to go over there and grab it, you can definitely do that.
I would like to do that. Thank you, Valdez.
Sure. I'm glad I could assist you with taking weapons. I gotta find the fucking information for it real quick. It's on here somewhere. I know it is. I saw it earlier. What the fuck is it? There's like 20,000 laser pistols over there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Is there armor over there too, or like?
Hold on, I was joking. I don't know what's over there. I gotta find the fucking.
I want one of those handheld Gatling guns like Jesse Ventura had in Predator.
It's a grenade launcher.
Where the?
Recognize him. I'm an archaeologist and a scientist, and I'm supposed to be here to learn, but still.
We're learning how to kill carts.
These carts are keeping me from learning stuff, and I'm not happy about it.
I have to find it. Oh, no, it's not that.
Nope.
How about we take a quick bathroom break as I look for it? You guys can get some water.
You know what? I will.
Let me try to find this. I read it earlier. I know I
I
did.
don't want you peeing your pants again.
Well, it's gonna happen, but
I feel my pee in my pants roll. Darn it!
dang it.
What a weird skill on a character sheet.
Oh, she does. Okay, I do. I did find it just now.
It's a check that I have to make it every night before my personality switches.
All right, let's go take a drink break and a pee break, and we'll come back.
Right.
And then I found the information as soon as I was about to give up, so it's perfect.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Perfect. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Mothership. We resume from our commercial break. So you guys are heading over to Sergeant Valdez to talk to her. You were asking her about weapons or cache of weapons or whatever.
Yeah.
She states that all that she can give to each one of you, depending on who goes, is a pulse rifle with 3 magazines, a hazard suit, and the headlamps. That's all she can provide.
I need that one.
The hazard suit is justified by the reactor's radiation levels. There are radiation levels within the reactor. The hazard suits will keep you safe, of course, if they are not damaged.
We already have hazards.
Right.
Yeah, you guys should have a bunch of. You guys have a decent amount of stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
think
initially you would get those as well.
Yeah. I think we only have four undamaged because Stars got broken and then she put on the one we found in the locker.
Yep.
And so that would be an extra.
Did you just get rid of the one that you broke? Did you just take it off your inventory? Or do you guys still have it?
I probably didn't bring it with me.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
I
shouldn't
also
know.
have a vac suit on hand.
I figure Cash should get the pulse rifle because he has pulse rifle magazines already, right?
Well, everyone gets a pulse. Everyone will get
everyone gets a pulse
Yeah, everyone gets a
Ah.
pulse rifle with 3 mags, a hazard suit, and then headlamps.
Okay, I thought
cool.
it was gotcha. I thought it was like one each. Okay,
But yeah, I do have 2 extra cartridges.
gotcha.
Very nice.
Pulse rifle, 3 mags, and then another hazards.
Oh my, yes.
Cool. And then a headlamp.
Sergeant Valdez is like, "Why are you so excited right now in front of me?"
Cool.
Always wanted to use one of these.
Yeah, Valdez is just there talking about that. She's like, "Yeah, if we can assault, assault the reactor because I don't know what threats are down there, but we can do that. We can rescue whatever Marines are still alive, and make sure we get the reactor ready before it's irreparable. Before the power runs out. Once the power shuts off, Brookman's plan is just full of shit. You can't get comms without power unless there's some fucking backup generator, but I doubt that. We have the backup generator here, and that's only good for so long. But once we lose power, we're dead. I mean, we'll just either get killed by something in the dark that can see, or we just, shoot ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the only 2 options I see at the moment. But
So these
and
soldiers that are down there try to rescue, are they already stationed down there, or did they go down there to try to fix things?
she kind of rubs her head a little bit and scratches. She says, "No, they were." They went down there to remedy what we plan on doing. They went down there to redirect the water flow from the reactor so it didn't get flooded and shut down. But obviously they haven't returned yet, and the reactor's still. I'm sure you've seen the state of the storm outside. We only have so long before that flood water washes away whatever hope we have. So they were the first assault. They were siege squad, and we are, if you are coming, we are the secondary squad. We are the suicide squad. She winks at you.
I thought you were Hog Squad. I read it on your file.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're Hawk Squad.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that better. I like that name.
But yeah, they were the first assault, and they have yet to return. So yeah.
Pragmatic. I like you.
Thanks.
The doctor sound like he has a task, you have a task. Made it sound like these need to happen at the same time. I'm not entirely comfortable. our group splitting up, especially at. But what I mean, I think there needs to be a split up here, or think that generator actors.
I mean, I wholeheartedly believe the reactor is the most important thing. Others will say that it's not. Brookman will say the tower needs to be restored, but I think if we don't solve this issue now, it's only going to it's going to make it harder for us to stay alive. Let's just say that. Now splitting up, I don't see why we. I mean, if someone want to help with Dr. Edmonds, we have to take the same elevator, or we got to go to the bottom floor. The 10th floor is where the lab's at, so I think it would make sense. And plus, I don't think Dr. Edmond would want a big group of people down there in the lab. Them scientists are really secretive. She looks to Flip with his coat. You know what I mean. And Ambrose. She looks at Ambrose with his coat, dude. She like, so you know what I mean.
You're saying we should split up?
I mean, I'm all about taking the whole group with me down there. The more the merrier. But I don't think Dr. Edmond's going to really want that many prying eyes in her lab. Especially with all the suspicion. And plus, I don't even know if Brookman is going to let her out of his sight. So I don't even know how that'll happen.
I don't see any reason why we couldn't all go down to do this reactor thing. And on our way back up, half can go level 10 and the rest of us can come up and start working on the tower.
Well, the only thing I see wrong with that is that the elevator does have a weight limit, and if all of us shuffle in, we may strain. So some of us may be subjected to taking the staircase, and then if the elevator breaks, then we are 50 flight of stairs is not fun, especially in full gear. So I mean, it's easily doable, but I mean, I don't see why we couldn't. But like I said, I don't think Dr. Edmond's gonna really be too generous with letting others into the lab. And I don't think, frankly, I don't really trust her. Regardless of whatever story she spins or tells, I think her, Hinton, and Dr. Ziegler were all in whatever fuck we are in now. It's because of them. So, I mean, I don't think I have the self-control to not pull the trigger when we're down there, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah, even her little lackeys kind of look at her with a strange look at her. They're kind of a questioning look as she says that.
What do y'all think?
It kind of feels like maybe we should send a couple people to the lab, like 2.
What about this? About speaks up. What about me and my squad? We head down on the elevator. We take the elevator down, and we wait for you guys to rendezvous with us down there. You take the stairs down. I know that sucks, but I'm sure once Dr. Edmond gets whatever she wants from the lab, she is not going to go down further. You guys could descend down and join us, and we'll wait there at the rendezvous point. Unless Brookman tries to convince you guys otherwise, but I think that would probably be the best option. And then I think we could take 2 birds, 1 stone, and then depending on whatever happens in the reactor, those that she looks around. Though she looks at the weak people in the party, and she mainly just focuses on Flip beeping when she says this. she stares down and she says, "And those that just don't survive, just don't come back up the elevator."
Just looking at Flip while saying,
Poor Flip.
And then she just blinks.
I said I liked you. Fuck you. I'm gonna go wait by the stairs. The stairs.
Yeah, Flip, you head over to the stairs, and Brookman and you see Dr. Kawagachi sees you. They're like, so Brookman says, so are you helping us with the communication issue? Dr. Kawagachi did train you on the power rerouting, right?
I don't make decisions alone. Sorry, see my associates.
Brookman just shakes his head and distrust and like what a weirdo. But yeah, Flip is waiting by the staircase, the stair entrance. What is everyone else doing as Valdez is kind of telling you her plan, but obviously feel free to, we can, ultimately it's up to you guys, right? This is just what she proposes, but yeah,
I would just
whatever you guys want.
I would ask her. I mean, are you confident that you get down there, you're not going to die right away? Like, you don't know what's down there, right?
She says, "Well, the elevator does have a lock key card. It does lock, so I could hang out in the elevator. We could all be in the elevator with it locked." And she shows a little key card that she has. She says, "And then once ever you guys get down there, just knock on the doors, and we'll obviously make your presence known, like say your name or something, right? And then I can open the door and we can all kind of move forward. I'm not a big fan of being locked in a big old coffin, iron coffin, but if it improves our odds of survival, then why not?"
I mean, I guess we should check with Dr. Edmund, see who she's comfortable with letting into the lab with her. Can't all go in. And we'll wait for you. Are we all taking the stairs? Am I understanding this right? Like, your group, Valdez, you and your two people, you're the only ones who are going to be in the...
Yes, elevator.
Okay, so the five of us plus Dr. Edmund and whoever else are taking the stairs. So whoever she doesn't want in there can stay in the stairwell, I suppose.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But you have to convince Brookman to let her out of your sights. I don't think that guy's gonna let her go. It's been real tooth and nail with them, and I'm sure Brookman's not gonna compromise so easily.
I mean, is he gonna kill everyone?
She looks a little uneasy when you say that. There is a hint of yeah, he might. As you say that, she has that facial reaction where she's like, yeah, he might, but she doesn't say that verbally. And she says that she kind of laughs awkward. She says, "No, definitely not. He would never do that."
I mean, if we don't fix your issue with the reactor, towers moot, right? It doesn't matter anymore. Tower's not going to work without the reactor.
I've tried explaining. I've already tried, man. Trust me. He just won't see. I think he's just too far gone. I think it's probably for the best of someone puts a plan.
I said, okay.
There's that very long silence.
Yeah.
But she says, "Well, we're gonna get by the elevator and get ready and geared up. Just go grab all y'all's gear from over at that cache or whatever people call it these days, before we set off. But we're gonna wait by the elevator, and then when they give us a thumbs up, we'll descend. We'll wait for you down there."
All right.
Live long and prosper. She does the Vulcan sign.
Does anyone have a trank pistol?
Nope. Been by one. So we-
I'll go talk to Brooke.
Oh yeah.
It's the humane way to solve the situation.
Tranquilize him.
Yeah, I was like, that would be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brookman's still over there, and you he's still looking at Flip, who's waiting by the staircase, and he's got a very disapproving look on his face.
Just give him a fucking non-answer.
Is Sergeant Brookman? Is that what it is?
That's just HM3 Brookman. It's usually for a designated medical platoon people. So he's not even a high-ranking guy. He's a medic.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'll say to him, Brookman, listen. Got 3 different groups want to do. Your plan will not work without that reactor being saved, right? You understand that?
There is a yeah, let's say that's the situation we're in. Sure.
Wait. So, plan is for us to go down, fix that reactor. Sure, nothing bad happens to it. So that this tower can continue to function. How does that sound so far?
Sound like it's making some sense.
Okay. On our way down, and I mean, you're welcome to come if you don't want to let her out of your sight, but Edmund's coming with us. We're gonna find that information that she needs. I don't know that you're of any importance up here, so you probably should come with us. Then she's not out of your sight. She can get that information, and it sounds like that information might actually lead to curing us, or at least slowing it down, which makes the idea of you getting off this planet a lot more satisfactory to everyone.
So far, sounds pretty good. Yeah, I think that's a solid thought. But I don't think we should take Sergeant Yang and Sobel. I think, honestly, I don't think Dr. Kawaguchi and Corporal Avonik over here are going to go down. So they need to. They should stay up here at least. Well, I don't think they're really fit for. I don't really think they're fit for what I'm assuming we're gonna find down there, which is a bunch of dead bodies and a bunch of aliens. So I think this is suicide.
Oh. I feel like anything we do on this planet at this point is suicide, right? We gotta get going. Start somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
Right.
Let's do that.
Nice.
You keep an eye on that fucker over there. And he points at Flip.
What the fuck?
I mean, I actually that's actually my task. I told him I'd keep an eye on him, and I failed. He had a heart attack, but we're slowly coming back from that.
Well, I'm just saying, if sometimes it's better to put a weakened horse down than to keep it on. If you know what I'm saying.
I'll
If
beat
push
you
comes to shove,
here.
Turn Flip into glue.
if push Brookman's like, if push comes to shove, just know that I'm not holding back for any of the week. If we get into a precarious position, I will not hesitate to let them die. The week that is, and that's only looks like Flip. That looks like that guy is the weak over there. So only that guy is really of concern. And I don't really trust synthetics, so if the robots are in the same predicament as that guy, I have no sympathy. They are just machines.
Eve. Sorry you do, but
And if Dr. Edmund acts up, she's getting two between the eyes. She's getting one between the eyes.
You need to calm down.
yeah.
You're not over here, Chris Farley.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, if you walk up and say that, that would be really funny. Actually, you need to calm down. with your little lab coat on.
Yeah.
I mean, Ambrose isn't. I mean, it's a lot of what ifs right now. You know, stop worrying about the future and just concerned with what's going on right now. All
right, let's do this shit then. You see, he's like sweating more profusely than you guys are. Like he's like very like high strung and like sweating.
You don't. It looks like it's really stressing you out. You don't have to come down. We can keep an eye on her.
He's like, yeah, it's a good idea. Maybe I'll stay up here with the others, with Yang, Sergeant Yang, Sobel, Corporal Ivanovic, PFC Tanaka. That guy's still alive. He looks back at the kid with like the broken one arm, and he's like standing right next to him. He's like, oh shit, my bad, man. He's like, it's okay. And Dr. Kawaguchi. I'll stay up here with all of them. Edmund and you lot will go down, unless you want to take some of them with you. I'm sure you still want to take your two grunt brothers over there, Alexander and Baxter. They haven't said much, but yeah, they've been kind of hovering. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. You turn around, they're right there next to you.
So remind me,
grunts.
How many like soldiers will be staying up here when we all go down?
So Corporal Ivanovic is one, but she is loyal to Brookman. It's like each of these people have like their own puppy dog loyalty person, basically. That kid with the injured arm he is a young soldier, but he is obviously not fit to fight anymore. And Dr. Kawaguchi is that like really Weasley looking guy that's definitely not a fighter.
Okay.
The only other one would be Sergeant Yang, which is the one that's like infatuated with Dr. Edmund. He probably will not leave if given if you tell him to leave and stay up here, he's not going to do it. So we'll just say Brookman will correct himself and say that Sergeant Yang probably won't forgo like leaving her side. Like he would have said that earlier. So
okay,
it would just be you guys and then Dr. Edmund and one other sergeant, and then the other party that's going down, the other 3 people that are descending in the elevator. So in total there will be 5, 6, 7, 10 people if you guys all live down there. And then of course if you come across any survivors that are down there, then you can pick them up too, but who knows.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, then I'll just say to Brookman, I appreciate you understanding, trusting us. I know you just met us.
Yeah,
I think we all want the same thing. We all want to get off this fucking rock, right?
Yeah, of course. I just want to get home. I want to see my kids. I just want to go home.
Right. Just kind of like pat him on the shoulder. Stay safe. Take us. And as I walk away, I will gesture for Edmund to meet us over the stairs, I guess.
Yeah, Dr. Edmund does that typical scientist walk with her hands behind her back, very stiff posture.
Yeah.
What are you doing with Pork Chop? Oh, are you leaving him up here? Or are you taking him down the staircase?
I think I would leave Pork Chop up here.
Yeah. Maybe tell him to watch Brookman.
Yeah,
fuck him up if he does anything stupid.
Basically.
Your dog would salute you.
Yeah. Got it.
Yep.
And when we get over there, I would say, like, when we're all grouped up, like all the people who are going down the stairs or the elevator, I would say to Valdez, like, look around. This is the crew going down. But who's left up here? Do you trust Brookman up here alone with all these people? Someone needs to stay behind to keep check.
You're saying that to Valdez?
Yeah.
Valdez says, I think the others. Maybe I should leave Yang up. Sergeant Yang, you think you want to stay up here and keep a watch on Brookman? You know how he's been. Sergeant Yang says, oh, well, I guess I can. Yeah. Then Valdez is like, okay, well, thank you. And she gives him like a lovingly pat on his shoulder, and he's like, oh, yes. Ooh. Very much like an Arnold or Rocky Balboa kind of guy. But yeah, so your Sergeant Yang says he'll stay behind and watch Brookman. And Valdez will say that's a good observation. I don't think that guy. I don't trust that guy. He seems a little unstable. Valdez kind of briefs you all before you go down. Valdez is going to brief you, and then Dr. Edmund will brief you. Yes.
I have a quick question. Watching Brookman and just seeing how erratic he is, would I still think he's at stage 1?
No.
Stage 2?
Yeah.
Didn't we get told he was at stage 2?
I think we
Someone
did.
pulled us aside.
It was the guy that was with him, the corporal
Yeah.
that was with his parties. Yeah.
Okay, so he's still stage 2 then.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, you feel that he could progress further. Like, he seems very, like, unstable to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But the tinfoil hat is helping slightly. So if anything ever knocks his tinfoil hat off, it might be in trouble.
Keep that
You
thing
like
tied
to
on.
tape it down before leaving.
Get some fucking Gorilla Glue and slap it on.
That's not going anywhere.
The synthetic God, I feel a fucking epoxy, like.
He's got, like, we'll say he puts a helmet on top of it. How about that? So you guys get briefed by Valdez. Valdez says that there are 2 objectives. She says that the first objective is that we need to engage the system's upriver pumping system to avoid shutdown. There's an automated safety shutdown, or an automated safety shutdown is imminent due to the excessive flooding, and only a manual intervention can stop it. And she says that it can only be done at the hydro reactor, which is on the 15th floor, the very bottom floor of this facility. What she says, that's what Siege Squad's initial mission was to do that, to redirect the water. Objective 2, she says, is to rescue any of the survivors below. She says that the best way to she says the best way to do that is that she's going to take the elevator down to the 13th floor. She says the 13th floor. Let's say the 12th, the 30th floor. She's gonna take the elevator down to the 30th floor, and this is new information, you guys. She says anything past the 30th floor, the elevator doesn't go down. She says once we get all there, once the stairways, you guys descend down on the staircase, you guys are gonna have to rappel down the reactor itself into the bottom floor. It's gonna be a very long drop, very long rappel, but there are already lines that there are lines that were installed back in the construction process of the reactor itself. So it will be a bit of a halo jump, so to speak. It's a very fast roping down. And those are the main objectives: rescue survivors, redirect water. And she said she does let you know that you're going to have to do some very fast roping down the actual reactor to get to the 50th floor, to get to the bottom. And she would probably retell and say that the floor's elevator doesn't go further, and that the stairways that were there are from reports that they were broken, or for some reason someone said there was, whenever they had short-term radio frequency established with Siege Squad, they reported that it was broken from that point on. So I mean, she really doesn't know much besides that. She's kind of in the dark as well. So that's what she kind of briefs you on. And you make sure you guys take your pulse rifles, your hazard suits, and your headlamps. I'll add those to your inventory. Dr. Edmund would brief you guys as well on her thing. But she'll wait for the elevator to kind of go down and for you guys to kind of do an inventory check. So I would like right now for you guys to do an inventory check, equip what you're going to take with you, like armor-wise and all that, or if you know, a weapon swap or anything, just kind of look over your inventory real quick and familiarize yourself with it, and then when we're all ready, we can Dr. Edmund will start talking.
There like a limit to how many weapons we can carry?
No, there's no limit.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want you guys to make sure you have everything on your sheets.
The ammo. Do they have like I have the ammo, like the big turret ammo things from the gun, from the car? Do they have dismountable?
You want to take one of them?
I would not carry it, but I would have someone
It's gonna
Someone
be very hard to carry that down
do
upstairs.
they have a gun? Like, do they have a big ass gun?
We'll
that
say
they're not
that the crew that's going down the elevator has one minigun. How about that?
Sure.
Let's say-
I'll
let's say
give them. I'll give them the ammo that I had from the car.
Very nice. Yeah, Valdez has the minigun. She
I don't want them to die, so I'll give them those two drums or whatever.
she'll give you a crisp high five for it too.
That's a relation. That's a rep increase, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nonetheless, you do that, and guys, just go over, make sure you have everything you want, make sure you're familiar with your armor rating and all that, because I don't have all that information at the moment, like pulled up.
Yeah. I also think we have a printer cartridge that we didn't use at the Greta base.
Mhm.
So I don't know if they would have one on this place, but yeah, I think we have one. So I'm good.
She says
Yeah.
if they did have one, it'd be on the lab, but I don't think they actually have one. In the lab.
There's probably a secret part of the lab that we don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Let's just say that they may or may not be a printer down there. We'll figure that out when we get there.
For sure.
More than likely, there will be a printer.
You
But
just got
nonetheless,
one in.
nonetheless, nonetheless, you guys are debriefed, quote unquote, debriefed by Dr. Edmonds. She pulls all you close. It's just her and your crew descending down the shaft, or down the stairs, not the shaft, down the stairway. But Dr. Edmonds says that her and Dr. Ziegler were analyzing the Clark's DNA sequence with assistance from him. And she's prefacing, or she's like saying this that like she was like taking part as like the main like scientist, but let's be real, she was a little science bitch. She was assistant. She didn't get to do all the fun stuff. She says that Dr. Ziegler has already made an attempt to retrieve the data, which she told you earlier. And she says that we presume he's dead since he returned, which you already know that. She says that you guys are all going to descend and get into the clean room to grab the portable computer terminal and get out. That's all she. It's very like straightforward, like very much very straightforward. But nonetheless, you guys begin to head down the stairway. The sound of just metal just echoing boom, 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 down and it's like one of those ones that's like a tight corridor that you gotta like take sharp turns around. It's one of those ones that's it sucks, and there's no labeling. You guys gotta actively count the floors as you walk down. It's the worst design. Like, so there's like some discussion like, are we on the 5th floor? Are we on the 7th floor? Are we on the 8th floor? It's very
I thought this was the 13th.
Oh, you might be right. We might have to go back.
Oh, how
but
many
nonetheless-
molecules is this?
But nonetheless, I will say this. Let's say that you guys, what's our stress looking at right now?
10.
Still 7.
7, 10,
9.
9,
6.
6, 7. Okay, so you guys are still.
Oh, that's stress driving.
You guys are stressed, but you're okay for the moment. We will. Let's say this. I want everyone to roll a d4, and you can reduce your stress by that.
Whoa.
And we're gonna say this is an accumulation of things. Find other survivors, instill hope for potential cure, and also getting out of here. There are many factors that are assisting you to reduce stress in this moment.
I got one stress lower.
Ooh.
I think
Anything
it's fair.
helps. Yeah, anything
Yeah.
helps in this.
For sure.
Was that our current goes down, but the max stays?
The current goes down, but your max stays the same. Yeah, your maximum will only increase when your current's at the same level.
4.
With that, very nice.
I'm chill. It's because I got my Zen and the Art of Cargo Arrangement book. My Bible.
Yeah, very nice, dude. Okay. All right, so yeah, you guys, as you are kind of, you're hitting the quick short rest, the stress is reduced a little bit. You go down the stairs and you make your way down 10 flights of stairs. Slow and moving, it's silent. It's eerily silent as you hear your footsteps kind of echo throughout the stairwell. But eventually, you guys find yourselves at the entrance to the lab. You come out of it kind of like as your staircase ends, you kind of come out right by the elevator. So the elevator's to your left right now. And as you'll remember, Valdez said that the elevator was like a key card required thing, and you see the key card like access thing on the side, which you know Flip can hack. Flip did it when he was at Granite Base, so if shit comes to shit, you know you can always hack it.
I got
But
it.
nonetheless,
Keep me
you
alive.
guys, yeah, you guys come out onto this platform and you hear the sounds of clicking computer terminals, like just like noise of computers. Like it sounds very much like a lab. It was either this or some bubbling noises, and I thought bubbling noises would be annoying. Like some like potion bottle. I'm like, that's not fun. But as you guys kind of exit the stairwell, you see to your left is that elevator, and to the right is the corridor kind of extends. There appears to be a like small little ventilation like ventilation channels that like intersect this corridor. So think of it like the corridor as you look to the right. There are like 5 like ventilation boxes on the wall that kind of like give the wall this like weird Lego shape kind of pattern to them. But each of these ventilation systems seems to go into different sections of this lab. Dr. Edmund is leading you to the end of the corridor. And she says, "Oh yes, the lab is what the hell is that accent? The lab is I don't know her accent no more. But she's like, "Oh yes, the lab is this way." As you guys walk to the far end of the hallway, the corridor. It's silent in here besides the sound of this computer terminals and just the ringing of technology.
I'm gonna turn my infrared goggles on.
Okay.
Just
You turn them on and you see a heat signature not in the room you're heading to, but what looks like the one kind of next to it. There's like this really big black it's kind of like lead lined wall that kind of, I don't know if this is how it actually works, but I'm safe for the sense of this. It kind of like blocks your viewpoint, so to speak. It just like disrupts the wavelength of the heat signature. You see heat emanating, but you don't get like a clear like picture of what's in there. We'll just say that's because of the lead line wall. I don't think that's really how that works, but there's like a big black smudge, and I'm gonna say that's how it works right now. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. There's like a big black smudge on the map, and I'm like, what is that? It's gotta be lead.
There's something there. Can't tell exactly what it is. Something is interfering with my infrared.
Doctor, do you
And I will.
all of us to stick with you? I just want to make sure. Is it information that we're gonna find? Is that for all of our eyes? Or
She says, "No, this is it's a good point you brought this up. I would like to just take the synthetics with me."
I will say, the other dude came down here missing, so I want someone to shoot a gun adequately if there's a heat signature coming from that room.
Yes, I mean when I'm talking about is the cryo vault beyond the labs is what I want the synthetics with me. We have to go
Gotcha.
through this room, through the next room, and then it will end up at the cryo vault. Sorry,
Okay.
I wasn't being specific. Yeah, but yeah, yes, I need a gun, or I need your gun. I need you to shoot.
I will stick with you as long as you.
Yeah, and you guys see that as you come into this like lab area, you kind of turn the corridor into the door. It's just a normal like glass door. And the rooms here are like metal shuttered off, like there are metal shutters, and that's kind of why I was kind of obstructing your view, Tate, with your heat signature gun. The door you enter, you open it up, and it's just a lab room. You see that there is a door at the back left of the room that goes into another section. But that room that leads off, the windows and shutters or any kind of like viewing access into that room have been locked down. Like there are actual like metal like locking panels that have come down and closed around it. You even see the doors kind of been kind of locked over. And Flip, you see that it probably looks like it needs to be hacked if you're going to go into the next room, but you don't. You just notate that. You don't rush off and go do that. You guys walk into this very pristine looking lab. It's not in disarray. You see that it appears to be a geoanalysis chemical lab or some sort of environmental systems in here. It's quiet. You know, it looks abandoned, and there is work on the terminals and on the desktops that it looks left unfinished. You see one of the monitors says hydro reactor status, and it's just a terminal that's just beep 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 beep. That's like a little progress level on it. It says it's at 80% capacity right now of flood water, and it says like failure imminent. You see there are what appear to be heavy industrial decontamination airlocks to the next room, which are part of that like ventilation system. And that's kind of what that big bulky thing on the map I was talking about earlier is. It's actually like a walk-through decontamination hallway that sprays you and clears you of any decontaminants. But other than that, this lab looks, you know, fairly empty. There isn't really much in here. I mean, obviously there's some work that looks abandoned, and there's the terminal, but other than that, there isn't anything to of note. And Dr. Edmond kind of puts her hand on her chin and looks at the door, and she says, I need someone to, we have to hack into the next room, into the clean room. So someone's going to have to stay out here and open it up while we go to the decontamination corridor.
Fine. I'll stay out here. Fine. I have to hack that door? There's another door I have to hack too? Or there's the same door?
So what you're going to have to do is, so let me give you a breakdown, okay?
Yeah, okay, sure.
You're going to have to hack the decontamination door to open it. It will revert back to its normal state once the 10-second window has passed after you have hacked it. So it will shut on its own. And then when we get decontaminated, we will get to the second door, and you'll have to unlock that one for us. Same thing, 10-second window. And then we will be at the entrance to the clean room, and when we're there, you'll have to hack the door to that. The shutters are, I'm afraid, they are manually activated from inside the room, so I don't know. We will have to unveil that surprise when we get them there, I guess.
So you don't have a password or a key card to get in this room?
No. Dr. Ziegler and Synthetic Officer Hinton only have the
yeah.
Yeah, I only have the one for the elevator, and she like pulls a little key card off. I have this one, but that doesn't really help for this. I mean, we can try it if you want.
No. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Question for Jacob. Are there other doors in this room that I can hack, or is it just that?
It's just basically you're in this clean room, and there is a door here. It's like solid. Like there's no way to see through it. It's a door and a door. And we'll say there's like a camera in the decontamination room, so you can see into the decontamination room when people are in there. So basically, what I'm saying is there's a door you have to hack for them to enter.
Yeah.
And then after 10 seconds pass, that door will automatically lock. So if you want to reopen it, you got to rehack it to open it up again.
Nice. They're gonna die.
Yep.
Okay.
and then there's a second door on the other side of decontamination that you have to do the same thing for. And then eventually, once they get through, then there will be that room, the door into the clean room. And there's a camera in the decontamination hallway, and there's a camera at the other side. And there's a terminal you can look at, and you see that the cameras, very Five Nights at Freddy, you see the cameras are like flickering on and off, but you can see the rooms ahead, the decontamination hall is empty, and the room on the other side is empty. But you can't see into the actual clean room. The clean room is locked down.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I will. I'll make sure you guys get in there, in and out. Look at, easy as pie. You guys are safe with me.
Excellent. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Love that
Goodbye, guys.
We're trusting him.
You've got this. Flip beeping.
No fucking dude. Okay, that's funny. I love that. Yeah, Tyler, you feel a little inspired. You're like, nice.
Thank you.
Yep.
You know what? Thank you.
Oh, wait.
Well, they're all. So many of these people are mean to me. They're like, we should kill him, man. I'm like, I don't know anything. Okay. Good luck, guys. I'll be out here.
Jacob, question.
Yes.
I've been calling her, and maybe we all have, or maybe I'm hearing everybody else wrong. I've been calling her Dr. Edmund. Is it Dr. Edom?
Maybe. Either way. Maybe it's her actual
Okay,
name,
no,
but
I'm
It's
just...
probably is Dr. Edom.
Okay, I'm looking at the chart of all of the people, and I wanted to make sure, because if it's not Dr. Edom, then Dr. Edmund is not on this list.
Yeah, maybe it's the accent that was making it sound a little
Okay.
goofy. It is Dr. Edom, but
Okay, alright.
Edmund just sounded a little better to me. I don't know.
Just making sure.
Yeah, same person. She has many names. That was her name before she became a scientist, was Dr. Edmund. Now she's Dr. Edom. Yeah, but you guys are all lined up there. Who's all gonna go through? Is everyone going through decontamination? Ambrose, you're going through as well. So Flip
Yeah.
Beepin is left and is lonesome in the clean lab.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm alive.
Wait,
Which is
so
fine.
but he has to get through anyway to unlock the next thing. So he's coming through as well, isn't he?
No, he's at a terminal. He's at a terminal in the lab that opens the doors ahead. So think of it like he's at like a desk with a computer terminal,
Gotcha.
and he's opening the door. You're gonna enter the door on the other side and all that whenever you guys get to the checkpoints.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I can open each one from here, but
Then
I just have to do it over.
Then Captain would stay back. He would say, Ambrose, you
My
feel
boy.
confident? Feel confident you can protect them? Because I'm not leaving.
I'm locked and loaded.
I'm not leaving Flip alone. So
Nice. Nice. That's my boy. Empress is walked in. All right.
And I will say that when you guys were upstairs talking, there about an hour's time passed by the way, when you guys were upstairs.
Hour 2.
But nonetheless, Flip, you open the first decontamination door for me. It goes, tsh, hisses open. You guys enter the decontamination room, and then there's like a 30-second decontamination phase as this gas just pours all over you and clears you off any decontaminants. You open the next door for them. It opens once again. Same 10-second window before it closes back. Your whole party gets to the door into the clean room. The door is shut. There's no visible viewpoints into this room. Maybe Dr. Edmund turns around and gives you the thumbs up. Flip, and you open that last door into the clean room. I will say though, as you guys come out into this clean room, you notice that there is a door, back left corner, that doesn't look like it has to be hacked. You can just go in there freely. But that one looks like it has a more severely encrypted key card, which you guys see as you get to the other side. You see Dr. Edom does pull out another key card from her pocket.
Son of a bitch.
She says, "This is going to help us get into that cryo vault, but I want to see what's in this room before we go over there, because if Dr. Ziegler went in there and took all the data, that greedy bitch probably has it in the clean room. So let's check it out." Nonetheless, you guys hear the door unlocked. Dr. Edom walks in. Tobe.
nice.
Wow.
You see Zob in there with some grease.
There's like an action figure.
Awesome.
Complimented. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Tobe, Tate, and Ambrose, you guys followed Dr. Edom. You guys enter into what appears to be a several partitioned off like glass. It's got like observation bays and like a small lab in here. You see that in the lab is another scientist. Like the lab itself, he's in his like closed off. So think of it as you enter this room, and you're like in a little bay, like a med bay area. There's maybe a stretcher here and a stretcher there, and there's a room further in it's got its own little like locked kind of door, just like a simple glass door you can lock with like a little lock knob, a little manual knob. But you can see into it, and there's a scientist in there. It looks the same. He has paper cuts all over his body, and he's feverishly typing away at something that you can't really see. Or he's doing something. It looks like he's working with his hands. It looks like he may be typing. You can't really see from where you are at. But he's in there. You see there are vials of what appear to be like hydrofluoric acid on a table close to Dr. Ziegler. Maybe like 4 small vials of hydrofluoric, like very like test tube sizes of hydrofluoric acid in a just in a little vial carrier. Then you see next to it is the portable computer terminal, right next to the hydrofluoric acid. There appears to be some sort of equipment in there. You can't really make it out from this part of the viewing area, but that's all you really see there. You do notice that there is what appears to be some smashed technology on the ground. You don't know exactly what, but there is like bits and pieces of like technology on the ground. But yeah, this guy's in there on his own world. The med bay is pristine besides the stretchers. You don't see anything else from this distance. The door itself that is locked where the lab is at, you can walk up and knock on it if you want, but as far as information, that's all you see and all you can perceive. But Dr. Ziegler is paper cutted. His body looks very emaciated, like very, very sunken in.
He is not wearing a tinfoil hat, correct?
He is not wearing a tinfoil hat.
We should have brought an extra tinfoil hat.
Oops.
Darn.
You guys have them on your head. You can take one off and give it to him.
I better not.
Don't laugh.
Dr. Edom, she says to you, well, I guess he's not dead, so that's good. I wonder what he's working on. And she like walks up to the door and kind of like tries to open it, and it's
Should we ask him?
She's like, that's what I'm thinking.
I got you covered.
She tries to open the door and the door's locked. She like rattles a bit. All the meanwhile, that guy in there is just tapping away or doing something with his hands. You can't really see exactly what, but he's still doing it. He doesn't appear to like notice the noise or commotion made from the door. And she says, "Man, I really thought that was going to work, but you know, who the fuck locks a door inside of a locked door?" Do someone want to break it down, or should we try to? Dr. Ziegler! Hey, Dr. Ziegler! Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know.
I have some skills with computers. I'm not as talented at hacking as our other friend, but I can attempt.
Oh yes, you should do that. Sure, yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't know what I need to roll.
You would just roll a hacking check. There should be a hacking skill. You can just roll D100. I don't think you're trained at hacking, by the way, but you would roll D100 and want to roll lower than.
Right?
Lower than intellect. Yeah, it would be intellect.
Oh,
So-
I got this. I got this.
Hacking is an expert skill, and computers is the
Well,
trade skill
all that,
for it. You
well,
wanna get
yeah,
that 10.
all that gives is you the bonus from it, like the plus
Okay.
10 or plus 15.
Okay.
So yeah, it would just be an intellect check.
Okay, come on, don't fail me. Oh,
I don't have anything else open, so it's hard for me to like reference the checks.
where'd it go? Okay, well now I want to roll below a 10, so I definitely pass. It was a 7.
Very nice. Yeah, you get on your knee and bend down and begin to like hack it or hack into it. It takes maybe a minute. You're not an expert, so to say, as like Flip is. Like Flip is just naturally a nerd and is gifted. But you are able to hack it open, and you hear the like thick lock unlock. And Dr. Eamon just looks at Ambrose, and she motions with her head for you to get in there with your gun.
Oh, don't eat that. No.
Star tries to kill my dog with the dice.
Yep, Ambrose will go in,
I got it.
gun ready, and with his pulse rifle at the ready.
Yeah, you open the door and you head in. So Ambrose goes in alone first, or do Tobe or Tate
Be
kind
right
of follow.
behind him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going in. I'm already infected. I don't care.
Okay, scorched earth, motherfucker. Yeah. So you guys go into this lab, and you hear. And just go silent and stiff as you enter. His giggling dies down. But you see him like turn his head back, and he says, "Who are you? Who are you? Why are you here?"
What you
Where am
working
I?
on there, Doctor?
Ah, science. Science. Come look. Come have a look. Come. It won't hurt you. It won't hurt you.
I don't get very close.
I'll come have a look.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look.
I'll look. Okay.
Yeah, you like come by him and you see there is like a dead, or like not like a dead, but like a baby cark like strapped down wide open, and he's like poking and prodding. He like he like giggles when he pokes in like a certain spot. And he just like, it's just, look how delicate it is. It's just, the DNA is fascinating. It's, do you know that their shells are made of some sort of weave? Sorry, Emily, you got close to Jacob. I couldn't think of what to say as you like got closer to your camera. From I was like, oh, shit.
I was ready to die.
She's like, he's like, their shells are made of high dense weave that only hydrochloric acid or fluoric acid can penetrate. It's quite hard, if you ask me. But to touch it, it's not gonna bite you.
You said he was also typing something, or was that just this motion?
That
of
was him. That was
drawing?
him, like prior. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
He's like, don't be scared. It's just a baby. It won't hurt you. Plus, you've already had the revelation, so you should be fine. Why do you have that tinfoil on your head? Didn't Dr. Edom tell you that was useless? It's so stupid. So stupid. Yeah, you guys turn around and you see Dr. Edom shut the door and lock the door with her key card.
Oh, that's
Oh,
And you see her like back up out of that main room, and you see on the cameras flip, you see Dr. Edom walk to this far door on the right, and you see her use some sort of key card to open a door and and you see Dr. Edom, or you see Dr. Edom disappear into that other room, flip. But you don't really know what else is going on. You guys in the room locked in here with with Dr. Ziegler. Says I'm surprised you. Why would you trust her? She.
Did it? I knew it.
It's whatever. We will soon be inducted and assimilate and eventually transform. But while you're here, why don't we learn something about these carcinoids? I mean, we're all going to die, so why not?
Is there a
Slowly back up to the door.
window in that door?
Yeah, everything's like locked down by like these interlocked metal panels.
Oh.
So it's like interlocked metal, and then there's glass on the other side of it.
Okay.
So you like figurative, or you are like trapped in here for the moment. But yeah, Dr. Edom or Dr. Ziegler, I keep forgetting their names. But he's like, I am surprised you followed her down here. She pushed me in here and locked me in here. And how long's it been, by the way? What time is it? I've been shitting in the corner over there, and I haven't had anything to really eat.
I'm gonna do a nature check on his pile of crap. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he looks like he could use some fiber in his diet. Maybe some more meat or some proteins, but nonetheless, Doctor.
Did I see any of
Oh,
this?
I'd say if you're watching the terminal, yeah, you would see that happen. Yeah.
Like flip.
Yeah. Right away. Be
Yeah,
safe,
so-
though. Be safe.
You hack the first door, and the 10-second opens an interval.
Fucking
There's
light
that
'em up.
30-second decontamination phase. But while you're in that decontamination room,
Can I move the
Uh,
camera around?
Yeah, I will say you actually hack into a secondary camera. You find a back door into another camera room, and you hack into a camera inside the cryo vault.
Oh,
You somehow manage to find backdoor access into this other camera, and you see Doctor Edom in there. You see her in there like grabbing some stuff and sticking it into her pockets. You can't really make out exactly what it is, but for some reason, maybe just this camera is just noisy or whatever. She sees the camera activate and she looks at the camera, and you just watch her like reach up to a breaker on the wall and pull the breaker down, and you lose power. Flip, power dies. The lights in the lab go dark, and Kaz, you are in that decontamination room, stuck as power dies down. You hear some alarms go off and say, "System restart activated, backup power redirected, power back online, 60 seconds." And then there's like a beep, 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 like counting down the seconds as this power surge happened.
Can I use my short range communication to tell Cash what happened? I'll say she has something in her pocket, but she turned off the power. It'll be back in a minute or so.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
you hear
great.
that. You hear that. Meanwhile, back in the clean room, the clean lab,
Meanwhile,
Dr. Ziegler stands up and he's like, "So, how's it going? I'm Dr. Ziegler. Oh, I guess it. Wait, where did everyone go? I can't see it. It's too dark in here. What the fuck is happening? Can any of you see? Does anyone have a headlamp?"
Yeah, click.
Boom! The light beams on, and you see like a vein in Dr. Ziegler's like the front of his head. Like there's a big vein that just like it's just pulsing. Like, poop, 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 poop. It's very sickly.
Yeah, maybe stay where you're at.
He said, "Why are you scared? You guys came in here. Like what?"
Can I grab a bottle of the hydrofluoric acid?
Yeah, you move over to motion. He gets in front. He's like, "Whoa! What are you doing? What are you doing?"
I grab it anyways.
Yeah, he grabs the terminal case, the portable terminal case, and like holds it in his hands. He's like, "Oh, I thought you were trying to steal the data. With this, there, I wouldn't waste that fluid. By the way, I've all my researchers here. I've reverse engineered a certain type of bullet for they're piercing the carapace. It's a hydrofluoric bullet. It's everything you need's in here." He like pushes it to you, and he's like, he starts to like kind of like wince a little bit. He's like puts his hand up to his head. He's like, "Oh, has the whispering started for any of you yet? Have you heard anything? It's just
Recent.
It hurts." About this time, there is maybe 25 seconds left on the reboot sequence. Dr. Ziegler comes up to you, Tate, and gets close. He's like, "Why are you here? What? Who are you people?"
I'm gonna
Who are you?
slide the case away from him because he had already started handing it to me.
He grips it tight. He's like, No, this is mine. What are you doing?"
You were handing it over to me, remember?
"Oh, was I?"
Yeah. I
Oh.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
Would
He
you like
lets
to
go
have
of
a
it.
seat?
Yeah.
I think
sure.
you're tired.
Yeah, I think you're right. He goes and sits down in his back in his chair, and he like turns back around and starts poking the carcinoid larva, and he starts giggling again. He pokes it, and Ambrose and Tate, somehow, some way, you feel a slight tickle in your brain, and you begin to laugh a little bit. He's like, he looks back, he says, "It's fun, right?" About that time, the power clicks back on. The decontamination room, like red lights are going off in it. Flip, your camera access comes back on, and you see the cameras in the cryo vault have been smashed, and the one inside of the room after the decontamination door has been smashed as well. So you come back, and those screens are just fuzzy.
Fucking locked out of everything. They smashed the fuck out of these cameras. I'll tell that to Cash. Yeah, you're going in blind, but I'll get you through here. Let me know how it goes.
As that happens, you hear that over the radio. You begin hacking that other door for him. Cash,
Yep.
the doors open up. On the other side is Dr. Edom with a shotgun, and she shoots at you. I need you to make a speed save to see how fast you're able to get out of the way of the shotgun blast.
Andrew, wow. Roll initiative.
As this shotgun blast rings out, the others in the clean room hear it. You hear the loud boom, boom. It's like a double pump. You hear the loud sound. You're gonna take some damage. I gotta find out how much a shotgun will do, real quick. 4d10. Okay.
Combat
Well,
shotgun?
she's gotta make a roll to see if she even hits. By the way, so let me do that real quick. She's gonna do it at disadvantage since you. Oh, yeah, she's gonna do it at advantage since you failed your speed check. Where the fuck are my dice? Okay, actually, she's just gonna do a single roll. She's not gonna do it at advantage. She rolled a she rolled a 9. So even though she's not a firearm expert, she was able to hit you. So you're taken by surprise as the shot from the shotgun blast just rings out and it shoots you true. It shoots you in the middle of your chest. You take 16 points of damage from this gun. As it knocks the breath out of you and you feel it, and thankfully some of your armor should negate that by however much your armor rating is.
Yeah.
But it initially just destroys your armor. You feel that, and you thankfully, you've been shot before, I'm sure, Cash. You've been shot before, and you feel it. And Dr. Edom, she says, "Well, I thought that would have killed you," and she clicks it again.
I shoot her with
what
my
are
shotgun.
you? What is?
I shoot her
Yeah,
with
you're
my
gonna
shotgun.
shoot your.
Absolutely.
You shoot her with your shotgun. We're having a shotgun up. So you're gonna do your thing.
That's what I would have been
You're gonna do
walking
that.
through there with that.
Yeah, with it. It's just the initial door opening, and then her just having the quick, she was just waiting for something to happen, so. It's going to be the combat roll. Your D100s.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that's what you're doing, Cash. Everyone in the clean room, and even Flip, you hear the loud rings of the first shot from Edom, and then the second shot from Cash's shotgun. As you hear those sounds ringing out, you see Dr. Ziegler kind of bend over in pain and start, what the fuck? And you start seeing some crawling beneath the skin. Tate, you recognize that as a stage stage 3. Looks like
That's only
possession.
stage 3?
Yeah, you're seeing possession start to happen on this guy.
I'm gonna hand Ambrose the case and be like, figure out what to do with these bullets. And I'm gonna start hacking the door to get out.
Yes. All right. So Cash is gonna tell me what he got. You're gonna make your intellect roll to see if you can hack. Well, after let's hear what Cash does, and then we'll see what Tate rolled, and then we can ask the other two players what you guys did. Cash, what did you get on your shotgun blast?
I failed.
You failed. Yeah, the shotgun. You've been taken by surprise, and you get shot, and you shoot the You actually shoot the lock on the door, like the actual there's a control panel, but you shoot it and it keeps the doors from closing entirely. So the doors kind of come back together, but there's a partial gap between them, where you can fit through. But your shot misses her, and she just from the initial surprise shot of being shot in the chest, it just threw you off. But nonetheless, you miss. We go over to Tate, who's hacking that door right now. What did you get on your hack roll?
40.
A success?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you hack the door. The door opens up. Ambrose and Tobe, you see Dr. Ziegler bend over in pain. You see Tate hack. What are the two of you doing? You're here. You hear the two shotgun blasts, and you don't know what's going on, but you know it's not good.
I am going to shoot Dr. Ziegler.
Yeah, you come out. You see her with a shotgun, and you don't know who she's shooting at, but you see her with a shotgun. She does not notice you, but you come out and you can shoot your rifle. Go ahead and make a combat roll.
Oh wait, I was shooting Ziegler.
Oh, Ziegler. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine.
There's too many doctors down here. Yeah, you shoot Dr. Ziegler. Yeah, he's bent over in pain. And you let it rip. You shoot him.
Still do a combat roll.
Yes, there'll still be a combat. I will say, actually, I will say since you are. Is this like, are you doing like a point blank shot, or are you just shooting from a distance?
Oh no, I'm gonna get as close as I can.
You're gonna get as close as you can.
Yeah, from behind.
Yeah, I will say since you're basically like right on his fucking head, you can just shoot and just roll the damage.
It's a pulse rifle.
Plus,
That's 3.
yeah. Plus, he's not really like he's like bent over in pain. He's not really like expecting anything like this as well.
3d10.
Yeah, so you do that, Toby. You see this door open. You see Ambrose just walk up and boom, pull the trigger. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go peek out the door.
Yeah, you just see Dr. Eden with a shotgun pointing into the decontamination hallway, but you don't see anything else.
I'll shoot at Dr. Edom.
Okay, you roll your combat roll for me then. What are you do? What did you roll, Ambrose?
20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Yeah, you absolutely just blow his brains out all against the metal interlocking panels on the inside of the room. He falls limp, but his body begins to kind of move still. And you see something in his chest begin to like try to burst out a little bit.
Everybody out.
You just see this movement happen. It's not like very like strong at first, but you see there's something wiggling around, and it's going to take some time to burst out. But you see this happening, so you know it's urgent, but it's not like next round urgent kind of thing. So you eliminate Dr. Ziegler. We go over to Tobe shooting at Dr. Edom, and Flip, you are hearing gunshots ring out in this lab. What are you doing? You think about what you're doing, and what did you get, Emily?
Failed the combat roll.
Yeah, you turn to shoot at her, and you let go your shot, and she seems to like be ducking down as Kaz is shooting, so she just ducks down on your bullets. Your bullets hit the wall, and like steam just pours into the room. And she looks at you. She says, "Fuck." She pulls her liver on her shotgun. I don't know guns, guys. I'm sorry. We go over to to Flip. Flip, you were hearing gunshots ring. You can't see anything going on in there.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to open the door, and you said I'd like to open the door because you said it gives like 10 seconds.
Yes, you open the door and you look into it as you open the door, or you just open the door.
I'm gonna look in.
Yeah, you look in and you just see Cash like kind of probably shooting his gun. He's like maybe leaning to one side with like a bullet wound, and you see Dr. Edom on the other side ducking with a gun. And you're seeing bullets like ring past her. There is something happening down there.
Can I take a shot?
You can take a shot.
I love shots.
I will say you will need to move into the actual court, like into the actual decontamination room to do it. If not, you'll have to roll at disadvantage because technically the Cash is like in the way.
Yeah, can I back out once I shoot? It's 10 seconds. I feel like it goes.
I will say yes, but it's gonna be a attack roll at disadvantage just because Cash is in the way.
Sure.
You're not gonna get hit, Cash. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be shot by him.
Cool.
But he will miss probably. Did you hit?
No. I gotta roll.
Jacob, you're breathing in your mouth.
At disadvantage?
Yes. So 2d100s. Might be the fan you're picking up.
No. It's your breathing. It just got better. Yeah.
That's just Dr. Edom breathing in the moment, man.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so you shoot wide
no.
and hit. Yeah, you just shoot wide and hit something above in the decontamination room. More decontamination just sprays down on you, Kaz. And we move over to Dr. Edom, who's basically coming around again. She, I don't know the name of that, but she does that. She pumps the shotgun, and she's gonna turn towards Tobe and shoot at Tobe now. So she's gonna shoot at you. She is not an expert, but she is praying to God.
How far is Tobe?
Android? My bad.
She rolls a 55. She's gonna miss you. She's not expertise, but she shoots at you, and she's like, "Fuck! Damn it!"
Is that a critical fail?
It is a critical fail, yeah.
Oh.
So thank you for reminding me.
Gun jam.
She shoots in her gun jams, and she's like, "Fuck!" She's like trying to like figure out how to like unjam it, but she's like doesn't know how to do it really well. Cash, you see this scientist, her shotgun jammed somehow, but she jammed it, and she's like putting her finger into like the actual like loading area, and she sees her fingers like stuck in the gun. So she like turns to you, and she's like, "Fuck!" What do you do, guys?
And I I don't know how many actions you will let me take, but I would try to like remove the gun from her hands and then put the butt of my gun into her, like right into her
Face.
right into her.
Yeah, we'll say that can be part of like one whole like removing and like hitting. So it's just another.
Actually,
combat
yeah, I
roll.
will take hers out of her hand and hit her.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
her
that's
shotgun.
what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, so it'll be a combat roll. I'll say you have advantage because she's kind of focusing on this gun, trying to get it unjammed, and since she critically failed. Yeah, it was a crit fail because it was a double number.
Okay.
Yeah, crit fails are a double number. Any crits are doubles. Like so if you roll 11, it's usually a crit success.
Okay.
66, 77 is a fail.
Yeah, I succeeded.
Yeah, you take it and you just hit her in the back of, like in the front of her head. She collapses to the ground unconscious. She's made of paper and rice paper. She's like very fragile. She's on the ground unconscious. Her nose is bleeding. But she lands with a sick crunch, and you're there above her, probably bleeding out of your chest. We move over to Zob. Damn it, I keep saying Zob. Tobe, Ambrose, and Tate. Tate, you hearing gunfire. Tobe, you see Dr. Edom go down. Ambrose, you have eliminated Dr. Ziegler, but you're seeing some activity. What are the three of you doing in this moment?
I would be quickly seeing if there was anything else in that room that would be that looked important.
Heard you say that we should leave. I'd be doing the same in the other room.
I'm taking that key card from her.
Oh no, that's
Okay.
my next move is to take everything off of her.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna throw her in that room with Ziegler.
With the other, I don't know if that other card is alive or dead.
Ambrose, there is what appears to be some chemical synthesis equipment. It's like heavy. It's like big bulky equipment.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, the only things really worth value in this room were the hydrofluoric vials and the portable computer terminal.
Okay.
But other than that, the only thing else is that chemical synthesis equipment. But you don't see anything.
I would be getting out of there.
Yeah, you run around. You come around the corner. And you see Cash hitting Edom in the head as she falls down and goes unconscious. So Tobe, you're running out as well. I think it's what you said, right? You're running out as well. We'll say you guys get to that. You get around the corner, and you're at the decontamination doors. They are like stuck halfway. You have to start squeezing through, but you guys start to squeeze through to go into the main room you came in through. We move over to Tate. Tate, what were you doing?
Hold on. So we're heading out instead of back to where she went?
Oh, did I get that wrong? Are you guys going into the cryo vault, or are you going towards the terminal room?
I can cryo vault.
You're going to the cryo vault. Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll say Tobe goes to the cryo vault, and Tobe, you go over there and you see 6 empty large glass cylinders, big cylinders that are empty now. You see that there is that's basically it. It's just those cylinders that are empty. There's these large glass cylinders that are just empty. There's fluid still in it, and the fluid looks like it's been dripped around the outside of the cylinders, but they are empty.
Why did you want us in here? I'll take them.
Sure, you grab all these glass cylinders, and the cylinders are like think of like milk jugs, like milk jug wide.
Oh shit!
So they're big cylinders.
Well,
So
when
you-
she went in there, she threw a bunch of stuff in her pocket, so she probably took what she wanted out of that room.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see all of that, so
Yeah.
I think okay, all right. So I'm just like, she wanted these for some reason.
She said, "Oh, she's hiding water in here."
He's thirsty.
I've got the valuable material.
Yeah, you come out with these tubes, these cylinders of water. Tate, what were you doing?
Well, I'm gonna turn my infrared goggles on again and see if I can see any
Yes.
critters running around.
You can. You do that and you start looking around. We're gonna cut over to Ambrose. What were you doing again? I don't want to make sure. I don't want to make sure.
Ambrose was going back to that main terminal room.
Okay, so you start heading back. You're doing that.
Yeah.
Tate, you start looking around. Flip, what are you doing as you missed a shot and you tucked away? I think you would have watched. You would have watched. The last thing you would see was Cash headbutting Edom with the gun and the door shutting in front of you.
Yeah, you just hear from the. Fuck yeah!
Well, so that's what you're doing. Okay. So you do that, and you see. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get all his names right. Ambrose, you're in the decontamination room. You squeeze through the crack in the doors. Cash, you begin to pat down Dr. Edom. You pull out a data stick from one of her pockets. You pull it out. Then you begin to feel some like bulbous lumps, and then as you're doing that, you're feeling around. Your heat infrared goes off, and you see 6 Clark larvas that are starting to untangle their legs and start to unfurl inside of Dr. Edom's lab coat. And with that, our episode of Mothership ends as things in the lab are getting quite spicy.
I knew it. I knew I couldn't trust her.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Tune into our D&D stream on the following day, on Sunday Fun Day, for Icewind Dale, as our party members go back to their main characters and see what is going on with those guys. I mourn the loss of a bugbear. We will be back with this game, with Mothership, on the Thursday, not the next Thursday, but the Thursday after next, which is
18th,
the 18th of July. Yes,
No,
July
you won't.
17th.
I will
Oh,
not
maybe
be
not.
there.
Never mind. You will not see us. We will reschedule and we'll try to reschedule and see what day we can play on.
Oh, that's
So,
right. Yeah, I said I was gone the 20th. I didn't mention the Thursday. My bad.
That's all right. We will reschedule and see what's happening. But thanks for watching Mothership. No one's died yet, but things are getting spicy, and we are only doing the first little quest in this scenario. So thanks for watching. Have a good night.